So, on
I'm
last
helping.
week's episode,
You are not.
I feel like we did a lot but accomplished very little.
That's
I
just the
mean, most
story
of
of
it
my
Yes.
was
life.
just a
Yeah.
drinking game.
The party got to learn a few more things about each other. Maybe some even out of character got to learn some things. We
Oh
also
shit! I forgot to
had
message
a lengthier chat with Riley and Duchess that we normally don't get to do without a roll. So that was also fun. But it was mostly like a nice little role play session, I would say. We are going to pick up today with obviously the drinking game over, y'all having completed your long rest and level up, and the night before when you had gone on your kind of tying up loose ends quest to find Damien, who's trying to skip town, and Asher, who's holed up in his safe house. You got back to the library and they talked about next steps will probably kind of be like a wait and listen and react kind of stuff. Because obviously some big moves were made that night, and they don't quite know just off the top of their heads what's going to come from that. And so as things start happening, they're going to react to that. And so we're kind of in a almost wait and see portion of the party's quest line where your next quest might be in a reaction to something else happening in the city type stuff. But you all wake up in the morning, you're all safe and rested, and how would you like to begin your day?
Reaction cry.
That is a free action, yeah.
Because I couldn't get drunk.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Duchess went out and did some crime.
I love when that happens.
She had done crime the day before, hadn't you, Duchess? Or before we did the drinking game, you had rolled your morning's crime. I don't remember which. But you had done a manslaughter. Right? Am I remembering that correctly?
I think it was a manslaughter.
Lou? Well, the internet has begun again.
So we can double back with her later. Songshen's going to have her morning cry after her late night meditation.
Oh,
Hello, back.
if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Nope.
It's like whack-a-mole. You think it's gone, and then it's back.
Mm.
Blue.
Hello?
This better?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's better.
we can hear you now.
Hey. Okay.
I'm back on
Hear you. I did go do manslaughter the day before,
Okay.
which means I may need to roll again for other crime.
The all-important crime thing.
The all-important crime table. Yes.
The all-important priming.
Whee!
I'm back.
Hello. Oh god, I don't like that laugh.
Did you get manslaughter again?
No, I got first degree murder.
Jeez.
Oh, well, that was going to be my next guess.
No. Well,
Oh, yes.
some poor guy just was going to his
Some
daily
poor Brightwood.
bread, and then now he's dead.
I might have to figure out. I wonder. There's probably less first degree murder targets in the town currently than there were.
Yeah,
before.
there are.
But we'll figure that out.
I can wait to have that crime done.
You can lock and load that crime for later.
Yeah, I will hold action to first degree murder.
It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Yep. Oh, if Duchess starts talking about crime in the presence of Marcus, please slap her, or at least give her the signal of hey,
Well, that's kind of the good news. If you all kind of leave your bunks in the back and come back into the common room, the rest of the corpses have been cleaned out. You still notice some librarians kind of walking around or sitting at a table, kind of enjoying a breakfast. You do see Alar and Matthias, but Marcus and Maval are not here this morning.
okay.
I'm assuming Fenrir's fairy is still here.
I think.
Yeah,
so.
he resummoned the fairy.
Okay. Tarshk is looking at the fairy and considering what it might taste like. Because he's never seen one before.
Fairy will cast invisibility.
Well, he's not audibly doing it. I'm just saying that's what he's doing this morning.
Everyone can hear him drooling.
Just silently licking his lips.
He's not hungry. He's dead, remember?
Is he? We don't know this yet.
Mm.
That might be
Wait,
true.
hang on. Actually, that's a good point. Do I recognize that he is also a corpse?
I mean, someone did detect magic or something and found out he has the same energy as Song Shen.
That is true.
Oh,
think
fuck.
that was-
I forget
You're
who
right.
it was.
That was Lorazes.
It's probably Lorazes.
Had detect magic up. And
Now, I don't remember if he told anyone that.
No.
No, it's Lorazes. He definitely didn't.
Okay.
If he told anybody, it would have been Cord, and he didn't tell.
he was busy worrying about the slight illusion magic coming from someone else.
Ah.
Turns out that Marcus is just covering up a patchy beard.
Yeah. Beard Earl just doesn't work on him. He's heard the success stories from other people, but it doesn't seem to work. Yeah.
Further, I feel that.
So
I sympathize.
yeah.
He's got
I feel
those
like,
white trash jeans, bro.
Fenrir would have left to go to the academy and continue his training if they're still open, and if not, he'd walk around and see what the mood of the place is.
Oh, great. Corin misses yet another day of starting his great weapon master training because he forgot to go with Fenrir.
I mean, you can go with Fenrir.
No, he's not. I'm not there at the library, so I would have
Oh.
missed you leaving.
That is true.
It's okay. There's always tomorrow. I've been saying for a week and a half in real game time.
So I will say, Fenrir, I think you have 2 hours left, right, of training.
Hold on. I have to scroll back up because we 2 hours remaining till apprentice. Is that D4? We said?
Yeah, but you don't actually have to do it this time around. So as you kind of get to the academy, you see it's a little more deserted than usual. There's still some trainings going on, but it seems like it's just the entry level stuff that's happening in the entry courtyard is what's still happening. All the what look like more specialized training doesn't seem to be going on today, and you actually run into, I have forgotten his name. I think it's Honor, right?
I believe so. I don't think we actually.
And he's kind of just packing up a bunch of equipment and tossing it in his bag, and he slings it over his shoulder and sees you, and he just kind of goes, I'm sorry, I know you paid for the full time already, but I don't know if you've heard what's been going on in the city, but I have a feeling the academy itself is going to be shut down temporarily, and I think this is a good opportunity for me to return south and see what I can do. I You're a very good student. I wish you the best. Continue practicing the moves we've gone over, and if you find yourself down south, I would be happy to give your recommendation to the shield master who trained me.
I'd very much appreciate that. Safe travels.
He kind of gives you a kind of a slow nod and walks past you and back into the city. So, Fenrir, you now have apprentice shield master. And essentially, the way you're going to get to like journeyman is very much the same for what you did for this, except that you'll just be kind of practicing on your own. And I haven't quite figured out how long that would take, but that'll be kind of like the same kind of thing. And then once you would get to journeyman, you'd be at a level where like a master could train you the rest of the way. But you now have apprentice shield master, which I think, if I remember the thing I made myself, you can now use a bonus action to make a shove attack with your shield if you took the attack action on your turn. So
Napa, Corin would be so excited to just randomly swing a sword at you for hours at a time to help you learn your sword techniques.
Sword technique? You mean shield?
Shield,
technique?
yes. Swing his sword at you so you can hone your shield technique. Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that would probably be more beneficial.
Yeah. Absolutely.
and again, he's doing that for you. He doesn't have
Yeah, absolutely. He's a selfless soul.
he doesn't have like a rage
Yeah,
issue he's
totally,
trying to work through.
totally.
No anger issues.
No, obviously, totally. He wouldn't hurt Fenrir because he wanted to.
So while Fenrir is doing that, I think at the same time Duchess is doing her crime. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Doing and failing and coming back disappointed. Because there's nobody to do it to.
hide you three for now. Yeah.
I don't have any hobbies, so apart from crying in the morning, I'm just like hanging out. Wait, I do have a hobby. Hang on.
Are you
Oh,
are
who
you
did you s-
crying in the morning because you don't have a hangover? Is that what's happening right now?
No.
Yeah, a bit.
Technically,
Feels like
it's,
that's what's
that
happening.
I couldn't get
Technically.
drunk. Yeah,
That
I
feels
couldn't
like
get
a
drunk, so I'm sad
blessing.
about it.
Big.
No. What? Hang on. Oh,
I
it's
know
a
you
moth.
don't. I know
Okay.
you don't go out much, but drinking a whole bunch and
Excuse you?
not having a hangover is kind of the
I don't get
Kinda-
hangovers in real life. It's
kind of
fine.
the goal.
Anyway, shut up. It's not the hangover part that I'm sad about.
Hangover or not getting drunk.
Getting drunk is great. Having a hangover sucks.
Yes, but that's not the part I'm crying about. What I was gonna say is, who was it who's in the bar talking? It was Aylar and Marcus, right?
Alar and Matthias are there this morning.
Matthias, my bad.
Yeah.
Man with M.A. name. Fucking. Can I just.
Damn.
I can make
Can
more.
I-
There are so many
Please-
consonants I can follow.
Please
after
don't
that.
hurt me like that. No. My memory is bad enough already. Are they just talking normally? Or are they having secret conversations?
Yeah, it's mostly just like casual conversation at this point. Like,
Okay. I will go sit next to Aylar at the bar then. As if I'm going to join in the conversation. But I probably don't. I'm just there being creepy. I'm clearly listening though.
It's not being creepy if they acknowledge you and you're just kind of there listening.
So you're basically just doing the normal thing you do.
Yeah.
She's just kind of
Yes.
being creepy by
Exactly.
default.
Yes. I'm there, I'm not helping, and it's just... I don't blink enough, is the thing that makes it creepy.
the bartender's going to approach you and ask if you want anything to drink or need breakfast from the kitchens or anything.
Uh, yeah, can I get peach juice, please? Apparently alcohol doesn't work.
He just kind of shrugs and pours you a nice little goblet of peach juice.
Thank you.
I'll trot up and ask for some breakfast and some peach juice.
Yeah, I'll get breakfast as well. I will
Preferably
enjoy it.
something largely protein.
Yeah, so it's like Duchess comes back from a morning of unfortunately failed crime. It's just not failed, but no crime to be done. And yeah, he kind of gives you a glass of peach juice as well, and then after a few minutes, walks into the kitchen and comes back out with like a plate of eggs and like bacon, and
Breakfast
some
steak.
potatoes. Yeah, he can do a breakfast steak.
Yeah, we'll take a breakfast steak. Can I get a raw steak while I'm back there? While you're back there?
He looks at you a little strangely, but just nods and comes
Thanks.
back with the raw.
Some
steak.
people like that.
No, look, and then I open the bag and I drop it in.
He just like
And I call down in the bag, breakfast!
Loud. Everybody hears it.
Yeah, It's right there. I have given up. Look, these people know that I have the bag. You guys know that I have the bag.
Tarsh doesn't care what's in the bag, so he's unbothered.
It's fun to make Athar
Jar is very concerned.
and
about what's
Matthias
in the
and
bag.
them, wonder what's in my bag. So I'm kind of proving my point to them of saying, please don't stick your hand in my bag as I drop a raw steak in and go, breakfast!
Out of curiosity, what's your perception like? Both passive and, I guess, active?
Who?
Mine.
Mhm.
21 is my passive. Why?
I just wonder.
Yeah.
Just in case somebody tries to steal your bag, or it tries to escape or something,
So high.
which is the same thing.
Yeah. I have very specifically warned people to not touch my bag, or else they may lose a hand, and I'm kind of proving my own point right now.
I'm just picturing like some stupid street urchin kid like steals your bag without realizing what is in it, and then they open it, and then it's just like an hour later, it's like, hey, did you hear about that kid's body that they found? Yeah, he was missing his head.
Kind of like
There wouldn't be a body, buddy.
what
If
is
I
it?
stuff the bag over somebody's head, it eats the body.
Warbreaker, where Nightblood just people keep unsheathing him and then he kills them, and then it's the same thing. Just people being like, "Oh, sweet, a bag of holding."
Stick their fingers in.
Uh-huh.
Hey, where'd Ron go?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Duchess's character sheet now, and it's like you have a passive perception of 21 without even like the observant feat, which is
Yeah.
That's impressive.
fucking impressive to me.
Expertise.
Expertise is a hell of a drug, man.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
know,
is.
it's so nice.
And I love it.
Alright, real quick, I'm gonna roll for a thing if that's alright with you, Mr. DM.
I mean, it's probably all right with me.
Alright, let's see what survival gets me. 19. Okay, good. Tarshk, when he wakes up, goes out into the streets for like 10 minutes, and then comes back holding a dead bird.
Okay.
Tosh, mate, I feel like we've had this conversation, right? You can just, if you want breakfast, we have breakfast. Like, you don't have to catch your own kill.
I wanted bird. You don't have bird.
I wanted burp.
They probably have
I mean-
chickens.
Bartender's like,
Look, I also assume it's the principle of the thing. He might like hunting better than he does just getting it from the kitchen.
I can throw it for you.
What was that? Who just
I think it was
yelled?
pull.
It was full.
Yeah. No, I knew what you were going for.
Just
Okay,
saunter and throw
all
it
I
before
heard
they
was
chicken
loud.
breast.
Okay. Tarshk is. I don't know. I feel like I probably. Well, actually, the stairs, the bottom of the stairs there are stone, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tarshk is gonna make a fire there and start cooking his bird.
Oh, hey,
This,
Tarsh, can I
this
have the
has no
feathers?
ventilation. There's no there's a ceiling above us.
Half of us don't inhale.
Again, I get you want to hunt your own food. If you want to cook it, just take it back to the kitchen, yeah? Like you can, pluck it, skin it, whatever you do to birds, and then just pop it right there in the oven.
Binder's
If
gonna
only
come
so you
back and
stop
the
complaining.
library's on fire.
Why did you set the library on fire? I wanted roast
bird.
chicken.
I wanted roasted bird.
What does roast chicken have to do with a library? Where do you think I was cooking the chicken?
If you fly at my face, I'm going to be really upset. Thank you.
Okay.
There is a moth in my room. They always fly at
as
me.
Tarshk is walking to cook the bird in the kitchen, he hands Songshen some of the feathers.
I pass them on to Duchess.
Thanks.
Oh, was Duchess the one who asked?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was me.
Oh,
Dutch
I
is
thought
just a
I thought it
collector.
I thought it was Songshen. I forgot after we had the chicken related shenanigans.
Mm.
Where is the oven in here? I assume it's this thing.
Yeah, I think.
He just grabs like a pan, puts the bird in the pan, and then shoves it in there, and then puts a ball of fire in the oven to light it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do what you gotta do, I guess.
I feel like you guys are discovering more about Tarshk now than last night at the drinking game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can't be worse than what they've discovered about me. I'm just saying. Because I think you're the second. No, you're probably the more feral one than I. But I also have very feral tendencies myself. So this is not abnormal to see somebody just randomly grabbing something off the street and eating it.
That's true. So, as you all kind of enjoy your breakfast and kind of conversation is just kind of casual, you kind of hear Alar and Matthias are talking about, their still efforts to continue clearing out parts of the collapsed palace to look for, at this point, not really survivors, but additional missing people that they don't know of
Recovery.
from. Like Alar was with you all, so he knows everyone pretty much that was alive
God.
as part of
Oh.
going through the underground passage. But there's still efforts to kind of locate some.
So it's no longer search and rescue. It's now search and recover.
More or less. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they'd find people alive, but yeah, it's like very. Like, they're searching through the rubble of very heavy stones, and the chances of someone, like, being in a safe pocket and not just crushed to death by layers and layers of stone are very slim.
Mm-hmm.
So. They're kind of dealing with that, and that's kind of where the conversation is now. You, they also kind of inform you all specifically that Marcus has taken a few of the city watch to go out and meet the group of important people that are probably making their way back to the town as kind of a mini escort to kind of bolster whichever paladins are also with them, kind of thing. And it's just, it's the day after everything happened, and so there's still just a lot of unknown, and they're talking fairly casually about it, um, as if like not to just jump to the worst possible conclusions about everything, but yeah. And Corin, um, would you like to talk about what you're currently doing
No.
across town? No? Fair enough.
Just make my way back to the library at a reasonable after a reasonable delay.
Fair enough.
He's meeting his honey buns. Actually, wait, no, that can't be right. He's alone.
No, he can have flings. That doesn't. He'd still be alone, but he can have flings.
Not meeting his honey buns. He's
Oh.
meeting his booty call.
What
There
makes
you
you
go.
think the honey buns will want him, though?
They were flirting a lot.
I don't even know if he has anyone he's been flirting with. I'm just
Yeah,
guessing.
No, he does. He was. he was.
He got the equivalent of like a number on like palm to him kind of thing. Last time he was around a particular person. But yeah, so Corin makes.
Literally have to go make sure they're okay after the incident.
after,
Yeah.
after all the bullshit that happened.
You alive?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You doing good?
Yeah,
You good?
just a wellness check.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's the sexiest way to phrase it.
Yes, it is. Big,
Just
yeah.
the
I'm glad
absolute,
I'm glad you understand that. Yeah.
the absolute disgust in Fig's voice of you're just trying to make sure they were okay.
You had
Gross.
such a visceral reaction.
No, it's
to that.
phrasing it as wellness check. It's like, ew.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I get what you're saying, but like,
There,
ugh.
there are worse things to phrase it as, I feel like.
Oh, I would love to go
I
Not
down
many
that
else.
road.
I could definitely give you 3 examples.
No, please don't.
Oh, you don't and say we didn't.
I won't. I wasn't going to.
But so
I'm just saying I
yeah.
could.
Corin, you make your way back to the library after
Excellent.
an appropriate delay, and the conversation is still mostly casual. You see at least the one live member of the party seems to be eating breakfast. The rest is he probably has like a fruit medley type thing and like a mimosa.
I don't know why, but I just imagine him with like a juice cocktail.
I just imagine like fresh fruit and like a single slice of toast and then something to wash it down is the rest of this breakfast.
When Corin walks in, Tarshk offers him some nearly charred black bird.
Who did you offer charred blackbird to?
You.
Corin,
Oh no, thanks. I'm good.
He ate already.
More of a. Yeah.
Yeah, he ate already.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Oh, what are we doing? What are we up to this morning?
Oh.
I have no idea.
I'm eating bird.
I see that.
Not as good as the bird from last week.
I mean, I fed Riley, so we're good
Is that the thing in your bag?
for now.
I said it's in the bag for now, or it's Riley for now?
Both.
Ugh. Fair.
Tarshk shrugs and goes back to eating his bird.
Matthias is going to answer you, Corin, and be like, right, well, I guess the two things we're kind of most interested in is, I guess we're going to kind of have to open recruitment, since we're about maybe a third of our former strength, thanks to all the, rebellion and all that, and then also kind of just getting kind of a pulse check on the city, see what the guard's doing, see what the citizenry feels like, just kind of figure out what's going on there. you wouldn't happen to know anyone like less than savory characters that would maybe appreciate a steady income?
Off the top
I
of
know
my
some
head.
people.
I'd really rather not contact the people I know, because then they have work for me, and I don't really want work from them right now.
That's fair. And you would
How
also
how
know.
less than how less than savory are we talking? Just
I mean,
like bad
Like
people.
my kind of less than savory, or like
less than savory enough that they wouldn't mind actually being like thieves as a profession, but obviously like someone who can
you,
still
you
work within an organization, you know?
you do know that is what I did before
Okay,
I
sick.
got
I got some
caught,
names
Yeah,
for
right?
you.
we're very aware of your expertise,
Good.
Duchess. We had our
Just
eye on you
making
for a
sure.
bit, but
That's why I asked if it was my kind of unsavory or
yeah,
worse than me. So
nah. I mean, it's degrees of bad, right? And some people, once they're put into a different environment, they can kind of rise to a level above what they thought they were capable of, and others kind of stay put. And unfortunately, they don't last very long in a place like this. But yeah, we're really just looking for a skill set more than a mindset.
I don't know anyone off the top of my head, so I
I
could.
could probably find you a few urchins. If I really thought about it.
I already suggested that most of them are apparently too young.
And you would both also know that like a lot of urchins are used as like runners for various guilds, and
I
like the library itself doesn't really implement runners just because they typically operate on a like a level above most of the other thieves guilds in the city, but they do tend to poach from the other guilds in the city once the urchins or even full members kind of display a level of talent that they're interested in. So,
What are you doing out there? That makes sense, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then I got nobody for you because I mostly know the other urchins because I don't, because I never really want to be in employment of a specific guild. So
all right, fair enough. All right, so our
Oren will just
next,
walk over and slide him a piece of paper with a couple names on it.
appreciate it.
Everybody I know is in this room.
Everyone I know is either in here or dead.
I think both those are accurate. Yeah.
oh, I have something I want to do later on. I need to call Con again or A or Everett. What the fuck is his name? God damn.
I think it's Erevan.
Um,
Let me look.
Hold on, I can scroll up and look. See. Erevan, yeah.
Yeah.
It is Erevan or Avon. Erevan, Avon, whatever. Yeah, I need to call him again at some point. So when we next get a chance.
I gotta actually fill out details for him. I realized that I copy and pasted from someone else in Obsidian. Yeah, this wood elf who is the head of the order that Khan is a part of is probably not 37 years old. So,
Look at it. You told me that.
yeah. So, he takes the names from Korn, kind of nods his appreciation, and kind of continues on talking. It's like, right, so I don't know if there's like an easy way to kind of get an eye on the city, but I guess if you want to walk around and kind of report back anything that you find, here is, after kind of talking about it a bit more last night, what we are assuming is going to happen, right? So, obviously, the kind of dragon in the room here, the king, for all outward purposes, is dead. And that kind of leaves a big kind of gaping hole in the whole hierarchy of power. And given that he doesn't have a direct heir, which has always kind of been a sign of power and legitimacy for most of the first families, is that they can basically direct their line just in a straight line all the way back up to who was in charge when the liberation happened.
Yeah.
We feel that for like the first time in the kingdom's history, this kind of leaves an opening for let's say outward candidates to make a stake for the throne, right?
Ugh.
And
Like
while
the
it
bride
hasn't
numbers.
happened ever, there technically is a process for it. The King's Sword is most commonly attributed to the line of Horn Ravens, right? And it's believed that only one of their family, specifically the one in line for the throne, can wield it. But what is more accurate, right, is that it is kind of the sword of the king. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be a horn raven. It's just whom the sword kind of deems worthy of being the next king.
Hold on.
He'll be the one able to wield it. And so
Corn had that sword. Did he not? He was able to use it.
I mean, I swung it around a little bit.
That counts as using it, right? I don't know much about swords.
I don't feel like it counts.
You can swing it around, and not use it, or you can use it and wield it correctly.
Right, and that's the thing, right? It doesn't like stop anyone from like unsheathing it or swinging it around, right? But they are very telling signs of like the sword itself kind of choosing you, and it's usually very apparent once someone kind of grips it with their hands, and so
Can we take a time out here real quick for just a second? I want to clarify something with you, DM, about the sword. Do Matthias and Marcus know that I had it? Did they see me use it? Like, do they know that I have it?
Marcus knows because
Okay.
you definitely crashed into the kitchen to save your boy Lorzy,
Right.
wielding it very skillfully. Matthias wasn't there. Alar, I think, at the point of you actually using it, also wasn't there. Like, he saw you probably swinging it around before he left to kind of help in the library.
Definitely. Fenrir definitely saw that.
Okay.
But
So
pretty
at
much
this
like,
at this point, Marcus knows, but Matthias doesn't know.
correct.
Okay. All right. As we're having this conversation, I'd like to look at each of you individually, give you a nice long glance, because Corin does not want to tell people that he has the sword.
I mean, Tarsh
Copy.
doesn't know either, so he
It's-
doesn't
yeah.
have to say
It's
shit.
It's put away in the bag of holding, and Corin does not want to tell people that he has it.
Mhm.
So he will spare all of you a nice long glance.
Didn't you actually use some of the
I
sword's
did.
abilities? Yeah. That's what Fenrir, because
Yes.
remembered that. That's
I
why he
did, and
asked.
if Fenrir wants to have a conversation about that, when we're in, we can
when
definitely
you-
do that.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah,
lock eye contact with you and just
yeah, and I'll give
slowly.
Corin will give you like a slow nod and like a just a something subtle,
Yeah.
And I'll do the same thing, especially to Marcus, because if Marcus does know, that's fine. But like
I don't think
Corin
Marcus is here
really
right
wants
now.
to.
Marcus is not here right now.
He's not in here. He's not in here right
Right.
now.
Yeah. So
Okay, excellent. So
technically,
he'll.
only
okay,
the
cool.
the party would actually know.
Okay, good. So yeah, that's kind of where Corin's
Wait.
operating right now. Is he doesn't
One
want
other noble knows. The other character, Gamer was playing.
Oh, Roland.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we can.
Roland is currently at the temple.
Yeah, and
So
there are quite a few people who would have seen Corin using it, but probably wouldn't know what it
The
meant,
extent to which he was
or
using it.
even that it was a special sword that he was using. So
I-
Roland is probably kind of on the edge of knowledge, like where he definitely knows Corin probably picked up the king's sword when like he saw the fireball go off, sword clatter to the ground kind of thing. So like he would know it's the king's sword. He might not know
He used
that there was like
the
a
king's-
point in the fight where
Yeah.
Corin was like using it to its full potential. And then
was that
there, like
before
the
or
entire room of delegates would have seen Corin using this really badass sword, but not really known.
Roland went to the library to help his family.
No, he didn't.
I
Did
think
he
I
not?
think Roland followed the party mostly.
Roland went.
Yeah,
to
Roland
the
followed the party.
Oh, then who went to the library? Someone.
Um,
the other
Alar,
NPCs.
Alar went to the library, and
Gotcha.
like all the Lackmans that were in the throne room with you went there because
Also,
Okay.
I
That was where
forget,
their
was
family was.
Corin using the sword like fully in the actual like big hall we were in with the exploding guy, or no?
I think it was
For like 2 rounds.
Yeah, like the last 2 rounds you were in there. I think
Yeah,
he
because
got
I
it.
remember you were dealing radiant damage
Yeah.
with your weapon attack.
So it was like
Yes.
it was basically just the party, Roland, and I think one of the king's nieces was
Not
still in
plus
the
the
throne
plus
room,
the paladins.
plus the paladins.
But would they know?
But they also might have been a little distracted.
Yeah, I feel like they would.
By the exploding guy.
Plus, it also bears noting that Corin is a Ghost Slayer blood hunter, and his regular Crimson Right is radiant damage as well.
Yeah, true.
And
So Corin using radiant damage wouldn't be especially surprising to anybody who didn't know Corin well.
Right. And so
You know.
like even those who think they know, Corn has some defenses against to kind of say
It could be explained
yeah,
away.
you don't actually you think this is what happened, but this is what actually happened type stuff. I would say probably Marcus and Thornton are probably the two that actually know, and everyone else would just be guessing pretty much.
Roland is currently dealing with way more important shit than what
Yeah.
the guy who he saw in the throne room was doing.
Yeah, I feel like Roland has other
Yeah.
shit going on. It could be
Yeah.
easily convinced that he didn't see what he thought he saw.
He's very stressed out considering all the
Pretty
shit
sure
that's
he doesn't want to see
probably
us ever
happening.
again.
He might be.
I mean, he probably wouldn't be upset by that, but he probably would be upset if you ever invited him to a party or anything.
Man's never going to another
any
hoedown.
gatherings with more than 10 people, he's RSVPing now.
Yeah,
But
he starts sweating when you talk about the cookout.
Yeah. Matthias is going to continue and be like, right, and that's kind of another thing everyone's looking for currently is on top of there's still a few missing kind of important people that we're hoping to see and, if possible, provide resurrection rights to. But eventually, if what happens, if what I think happens does end up happening, we're going to need to have the sword in a place that we can provide the opportunity to make a claim for the throne. I feel like we have some time, you know. Fucking dragon flew out of the castle and caved in most of it, so I don't think anyone would accuse us of hiding the sword and trying to keep anyone else from making a claim in the next few days. But the longer it goes on and people think that they have the right, they're going to start asking where it is. So that's the other thing that we're kind of looking for, but that doesn't need to concern you all. On top of that, yeah, we're just kind of trying to see how the rest of the city is doing. The guard was kind of already understaffed because with the blood hunt going on and kind of increased monster activity, we've been sending out more and more on patrols and kind of reinforcing garrisons along kind of roadways to kind of hopefully make travel continue to be safe for the average person. So they've already kind of been a bit underpowered. So I can only imagine that whatever they're dealing with, they're not having a good time with. So, yeah, I'd say at this point we're just kind of in a wait and see kind of fact finding phase of the aftermath. Or it's like kind of see who makes which move first.
Right now, we're just going out to get a feel of what's going to
Right,
be
yeah.
going on.
I mean, at this point, I don't know enough to tell you what to do, so I'd say you can be mostly independent in what you choose to do next. I would obviously appreciate kind of checking in from time to time, letting me know anything that you think is important for me to know. I've got quite a few of my men out there that, men that I have left. I'm kind of doing the same thing. And it's really just like, at this point, we don't quite know what's. We have a guess, and we're starting to kind of prepare based on that guess, but if it's wrong, then we're going to have to pivot, and if it's right, there's
I'm
still going to be
guessing
more things to do.
there's going to be a lot of conflict flow through at this point. There's going to be a whole lot of conflict, and especially if the Brightwoods are involved.
Mm.
Right, yeah.
Where did Marcus go?
So I think you were here when that kind of casual conversation was going on with Songshen and Alar and Matthias, but Marcus took like a portion of the city watch to kind of go out and meet the group of very important people that are making their way back to the capital. Because
Okay, the royal family, probably.
yeah, like
The ones we teleported away from and
Yeah.
abandoned in the middle of nowhere.
So like y'all teleported, but like that you were probably like a few hours west of the city is where kind of like the underground passage kind of dropped you off, and so yeah, he's kind of he took up out people to kind of meet them halfway and kind of help reinforce the few paladins that were with you to kind of help escort them back to the city safely.
Right. Shall we get to, as they say, lay of the land?
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
For me,
Absolutely.
Tarshk walks over and grabs all of his things out of his little nook under all of this. Whatever. I don't even know what's in this pile. I'm assuming like wine barrels and stuff.
It
I don't
looks
know.
like it's up on a little platform, so you can.
Well, there's also got to be stuff under that. Because there's a ladder that goes up to it.
What?
And
What are we looking
anyway.
at? Oh.
Down
here.
here.
I'd say it's probably like more seating or cast storage type stuff. I very much love this map, but I did not make it. So if you ask me details, I can only give you maybe answers.
I mean, you're the one who can decide what's down there.
Yeah. So,
Anyway, Tarsh goes and grabs all of his stuff, walks back, and is like, all right. And then looks at Marcus, and says, all right, I'm going with them.
I think that's a good idea, yeah.
Hanging around here hasn't helped me do what I want to do, so I'm going with them for a while. And hey, at least you won't have to worry about me setting the place on fire again.
Keyword again.
Yeah, they have less people to deal with fires in a timely manner now. So
Can we not traumatize me anymore? Thanks.
that would have been a great thing to come up with, one truth and a lie, but unfortunately,
Well, everyone knows that one though.
well, Tarsh doesn't.
Not
He almost
everyone.
set the building on fire.
Harsh doesn't, but
Yeah.
he
Mar-
Harsh was on the stones.
Marcus really doesn't like it when Tarsh talks about that. Partially because Marcus might have also been set on fire.
And it is Matthias.
Mildly. He was only mildly on fire for like 2 minutes.
That's a long time.
It's
Fire.
okay. It's okay. He's fire resistant.
I thought you were going to say he got better, which also fair.
Oh, better.
No, he didn't get better.
She turned me into a new. Better.
Okay,
Matthias.
yeah,
He killed Marcus.
okay, yeah,
So
yeah, Matthias, not Marcus. Sorry,
Yeah.
It's right, I don't remember either.
So at this point,
Not saying
it's
much.
kind of like kind of free reign for what you would like to do in the city. You also can use this time to kind of talk amongst each other and plan out things, but you basically have
Fenrir would like to partner up with Korn.
Cool, because Corn was just about to find you.
Yeah, I need to. I think I'm gonna go run around, see what some of the guilds are. How the guilds and like the underbelly of the people that I know are feeling, kind of thing. Like, do they know what
Okay.
happened? I'd like to go make sure my safe houses are a little bit intact as I check out what kind of people are around, who's getting shifty,
yeah.
that kind of
Let's
thing.
do a survival check.
And if anybody would like to come with me, let me know. I can accommodate one or two others for this. Where am I? Survival? Can I
Fenrir was
have
going
my...
to check out the. Was planning on going to check out the chapel, where all the paladins come from.
I can tag along with you for that.
A 21.
He's also going to go visit
Wait.
your order.
No,
Oh, definitely.
I am stupid.
I will definitely tag along with you then.
Because
23.
Didn't the your order's head lose a family member already?
Yes.
So he has some questions for them.
So I would say with a 23, the people kind of on the streets are a lot fewer than you were normally able to kind of get in contact with immediately. And the general vibe is a lot of people have kind of gone to ground. Like you're checking on your safe houses, a lot of people are choosing to kind of hole up in theirs for the next day or two. And like you are able to find some people who are still like out and kind of still at their old kind of haunts or posts. And you're kind of able to get this information. But yeah, the general vibe, especially with the lower guilds, is like something big just happened and they're not quite sure what it means for them. And so
Do they know exactly? Do they know that the king is dead, or just that something big happened?
I think they just know something big happened. Like I think everyone knows that like a dragon flew out of the castle, and into
castle.
the sky, but they don't know the details of who was there when it happened, who didn't make it, kind of thing. So
Okay.
a lot of them, like the general vibe is we're all just kind of we're trying to lay low, not make any noise, and just like see where everything lands before we kind of continue with what we do.
We're not rocking the boat until the storm has passed.
Exactly.
Okay, I will let the library, well, at least let Matthias know about that. And then I'd like to call Everin or Eravon,
Yes.
Avon.
Spicy boy.
Boy.
I will have you know that the DM has never told me that Eravon was or is the leader of the people, the order. Uh, Duchess is this is great. It just makes it even funnier the way Duchess treats them.
Okay, I have no context for why that's so funny, but I'm glad, I guess.
I treat him like he's just a stepping stone to get to my brother. As in I don't give a shit. As in I talk to him very disrespectfully.
He's a messenger boy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my god, he's your brother's secretary.
I
You're
don't.
not
I'm wondering why that's so funny that I called him the spicy boy. I suspect I'll never know.
I feel like it would be something Duchess would call him.
It might be. Thank you for that. All right, but
Well,
since we were
if you're gonna call him spicy, you might as well just call him Spicy Wings.
I don't know, I haven't actually met the man other than through a sending stone that I'm currently looking to yell at my brother for, but yeah. So yeah,
Well, now you know now you have a nickname to remember
I
him
do have a
by.
nickname. Yep,
The Spicy Boy.
the spicy
Well, like-
boy.
Trash and Duchess would get along. You should team up, and then it's Song Shin and War Asses.
Tarshk is going to go meet the cat that he takes care of outside the library
Aw.
Aw.
and give him some scraps of roast bird.
Reasonable. Philip.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if that's what you were doing. My other question was going to be: does my goddess have a temple, or is she not that type of goddess?
She is that type of goddess, but
Could have been banned.
she doesn't have them everywhere.
Uh-huh.
You would kind of see like the cathedral that Fenrir keeps going to is like for the hero, and obviously it's a human deity, so obviously they have temples to him. You would know that Serena is an elven deity, and while that doesn't make it mean that there are no temples to her in Farideh, probably like the main one that like her most high priests would be at probably wouldn't be here. Like you'd have a
That's
very
fair.
small chapter in this kingdom if that were the case.
Okay. If there's anything for her in this sea, I would like to go. Uh, worship. I don't know. I'm not religious, so I don't know what you're supposed to do. Go say hi, I guess.
Yeah, that works
Offer
for me.
thanks.
Could always.
I went to a fucking
contact,
Christian school.
Yeah, you would probably find like there's probably a very small temple, probably like on the second or third level that just has like kind of like statues to like various deities that like you can burn incense in front of them or like drop a few coins and like the bowl in front of them, and it's just like it's like a catch-all for people who are worshiping gods that don't have a devoted temple to them in the
Okay.
city, and so you could probably find something like that.
Okay.
And
I had another question actually. The soul bottles. Am I keeping those until she asks for them back, or do I hand them in? Should I offer them in this weird little tiny temple that is not really a temple? I just leave a bunch of bowls of souls here.
I guess insight check.
Did you think of this yourself at any point? Ugh, 11.
I did set it at a 10 beforehand.
Oh, okay.
You were told how many souls were expected of you to get to the next
Well,
kind of stage. You were not
yeah.
told if there was a collection process. Or just
Yeah, do I just carry these
you're
around?
just meant to have them until you get to 25 and then something else happens. You were not told about any of that. But you do think that it would definitely be wrong to leave them here in this place. You don't know what the right answer is, but you know that this is a wrong answer.
It would be funny though.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
2 down, 23 to go. You say.
Is it
to
only
no one.
2?
You might have 3. You're the one keeping track of it, I hope.
Yeah.
Dodge big.
Well, no, every time I've used a bottle, I've gotten a soul. So I had
Yeah.
50 and I now have... Yeah, okay, I have 3.
Okay. I should
I
keep
will-
track of that too.
Yeah, you keep the 2. You should keep track of that. Let me make an item.
Yeah, because you've succeeded each time you've used it.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
It is not a melee weapon. It is other. There we go. Same. Okay. Ominous.
There you go. So.
I'm glad we thought to do that.
Right. No one can say we don't underplan things here.
Mm-hmm. Should I make a religion check?
If you want to, what are you trying to divine?
Nothing specific. I'm just, saying hi, trying to make sure she still likes me, making a good impression. We're still kind of, I don't really know her like that yet, so like I'm trying to make a good impression. Yeah, that is going to be so much better than what the fuck I'm about to roll.
I was surprised. I was like, oh shit, I did not have something planned for a 25, and then I saw there was animal handling from Tosh.
I do not roll well on Sunshine.
Yeah.
Fuck my elbow.
A 7 kind of makes sense. Like, I mean, you're in a temple that is like, if you believe in these gods, you can leave something for them.
Mm-hmm.
And you've also, to your knowledge, you've only interacted with Serena directly once. And you don't technically even remember it. You only know about it because of a vision you had next to Shade.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything else about kind of your relationship with Serena has been through Shade. And so it's kind of the same thing where you're like, am I doing good? And you just hear nothing. You're like, I'm just going to take that as a yes. And kind of go on your way. But
this is how I make friends in real life. Badly. By rolling 7s endlessly.
You didn't screw up with making friends with us, though.
You're right. Sometimes I roll average.
I mean, technically, she wasn't necessarily.
Aren't you
given a
moving
choice
to the
be.
U.S. at some point to live with your friends?
Yeah, sure. That's the plan is
That's
going.
not a bad roll.
You're right. I did have the help action on that though. Travis is a fucking. He's very good at social, and he just gave me all his friends.
Well, it's
he's
good.
very good.
You
at
must be doing
social
something right
is
because
a great sentence.
they stayed for you too. Okay,
That is fair.
they
That
like
is
you
fair.
too.
So,
If they didn't, then you wouldn't see any of them.
I think
Also fair.
we're going to move on to let's do Corrin and Fenrir. You guys had a couple.
Oh, he's done with
landmarks you were
me.
planning on. Did you want to keep talking to the void?
No, I'm just being like real awkward in this temple and just like I've never prayed before. This is how it goes. Just assume that I'm doing that for a while.
I just picture Sung Shin like doing some weird super yoga pose and being like, "Am I doing it right?"
Dear
And the other people in
lady
the temple are
goddess
just
of
looking
the
at her very
dark
concerned.
night, twilight,
Mommy?
purplish realm.
Ah, yes,
I
the purplish realm.
am doing good, I think, in your name. Amen.
Right? Yeah.
And just awkwardly smile at the other people that are just like, just
Looking-
burning incense quietly and moving on.
I like the yoga pose idea. That seems something funny.
I think she'd do it, yeah. Just like a good child's pose. It's really good on your back. But yeah. Which place do you think you two would be heading towards first? The
Probably the chapel
Paladins, or the
first.
Blood Hunters.
I feel like the paladins would be the first stop, and then the blood order would be the last.
All right. Yeah. So you've been here multiple times before, so you know your way back to it. Don't need to do anything like that. As you kind of get there, though, you notice that like the main doors to the temple are locked, and they're but you hear like commotion happening inside. Like nothing like steel clanging against each other, but like raised voices, like there are heated discussions going on the inside. And the door to the outside seems to be locked. Like the temple is currently closed to the public.
I look at Corin and be like, "You up for some reconnaissance?" You up for some reconnaissance, Corin?
I wonder if he fell asleep.
He might have.
My mic is muted. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
Corin, like he's just about to bang on the door, and he's like, yeah, recon, yeah, yep,
Bang, bang,
yeah,
bang.
yeah. Let's do recon for sure.
Guys,
It turns towards the camera. Audience, quickly, what's recon?
I mean, Corin's a professional soldier. He knows what recon, and he's a bang first, ask questions later kind of guy. So
Oh,
Was he just surprised that as he was going to raise his fist, the door opened?
I'm not sure. Hold on. I need to see how many. Oh, up to 10. Okay. He, Finder's gonna pull off one of the prayer beads and cast Windwalk on both him and Corin.
Okay.
is that the one that turns us into wind?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's basically like,
Okay.
what if Gaseous Cloud could actually move at a speed that wasn't stupid?
Right. What if gaseous cloud didn't suck? Got it.
Yeah, because we can move. We have a flying speed of 300 feet.
Oh,
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna shut the door to my bedroom again.
This lasts 8 hours, so. So technically,
Is it one of those things that we can shut off though?
Yeah, we can. It takes a minute to revert back to our original forms.
Gotcha.
So technically, we could go in there, hear what's going on, and then we could fly over to your blood orders.
Sounds good.
That off. One prayer bead.
Thank you.
1 greater restoration, 2 planar ally, and 2 windwalk. Is that what we said? I need to make a note of this. Hold on.
Mhm.
I think we did.
I know there was only the one planar ally, and I think you guys said there was 2 windwalks.
Well, I have 5 prayer beads. Yeah, 2 windwalks. Oh, 2 greater restorations and 1 planar ally. Yep.
Yeah, because you got like you rolled like spectacularly on
No,
that
I
fucking
didn't roll
prayer.
it. That was.
No, I know, but like it was like a spectacular roll for the
Yeah.
shit that you got on those prayer beads.
Yeah, that was that was all Philip. If I had rolled it, I probably got the bottom of that list. Uh oh.
All right.
Yes,
Sorry
be
about
right
that.
back. Welcome back.
How dare you?
So,
Oh, fuck.
I left off.
Unrepentant wretch.
Fenrir was casting Windwalk on yourself and Corin. Is that correct?
Shit.
So technically, we
Yes.
should be able to slip in to the
Yeah.
through the front
So-
doors.
I believe that just works. And yeah, you guys are kind of sentient wind at this point, and you kind of are able to slip in through the cracks.
We
in the
can't really
doors.
communicate with each other in this form, though, right?
No. Well, hold on. Actually, hold on. Let me.
Can you guys do sign language? Oh, wait, are you invisible? I missed that part.
It's
I
pretty
think we're
much.
puffs
I
of
think
gas.
It's pretty, yeah, it's
Fair.
gas. I think we're pretty much to the naked eye.
Just hiss at each other
Yeah.
as you go through like windows and such. Just hiss. Come up with like
just a susurrus of wind.
yeah.
We could like little. It says
Like 1,
that
2.
we appear as
Blow out
wisps
a
of
candle
cloud.
on one of the chandeliers if you want to leave.
Technically, I feel like we should probably be up high, so it doesn't look like it's
But,
really awkward.
Yeah, you all are able to get in very easily as wind. And you kind of approach the scene where there are kind of dozens of paladins kind of all huddled in the main entry hall. And there are decidedly less doing most of the speaking. And to avoid just role playing with myself, I'm just going to describe the conversation that happens. And you kind of get the idea that there are 2 sides, where one of them is talking about how
Can mommy borrow your foot bath?
Oh no.
Okay. Love you.
Methinks a small one has arrived.
yeah, all right, I think we're good now. So one side is talking about how Adrian hasn't come back, and the royals probably had him killed, and the other side is arguing that we can't just make these just blatant assumptions based off of hearsay and whispers from people with clear motive to turn like the tides of kind of public favor against the royal family. And there's 2 very distinct sides where one is arguing that basically the hero himself, if he truly blessed the royal line and the royal line is as corrupt as the rumors say, how can they call themselves good while they continue to worship him? And so ultimately what it boils down to is there a side that still wants to stay as they are as the Knights of Asir and continue serving the community as they do, and the other side is adamant that a change needs to happen and that having an intermediary between them and the light is almost blasphemous in the first place. And you do kind of get the idea that that second side kind of has more supporters, at least in this specific chapter house. And
So that they're thinking that something needs to change is the majority.
right, yeah. And like it doesn't look like it's coming to blow like about to come to blows or anything, like no one's reaching for their weapons. It's just a lot of very angry kind of like the worst kind of just trying to talk to a brick wall where it's like both sides are where they are, and at this point it's like they're trying to gather as many of the kind of lower tier members to come with them as possible. Like they know the higher ranking paladins they've chosen aside, like, and they're not crossing the line. And it's really just about kind of puffery towards the to the rest of the order, where it's like, look at all these good points that I'm making. You should be a part of our team, kind of thing.
And there's nothing else going on besides that conversation.
That is what is going on in this room. If you want to do more reconnaissance in the rest of the temple, you might discover other things. But yes, this is the main thing that's happening. And I'd say, based on what you know, this does seem to be like the majority of the order are gathered here in this hall. But it might not be everyone. So there could be additional things to discover.
We can't communicate, but we can see each other, right? Or at least
Yes.
like, okay. So Corin's never been here before, so I think he would just be sticking pretty close to Fenrir. So if you want to go further in or whatever, I'm down. If not, also fine.
Well, it's already bad enough that they're apparently arguing.
Yeah, it seems bad.
Yeah. And that's probably a play from, again, Brightwoods.
Fucking
Especially
Brightwood.
how they had the guy I'm not sure if it was them that actually had the guy transform. I'm just assuming they are.
I mean, it was the guy that we tracked back that had like no health left, right? That we
Yeah.
tracked back to or whatever.
Yeah,
That was the same guy, correct?
Matthias went in there, cut out his tongue.
Right. And he was accompanied to the party by a priest of this same order, right?
Yes.
The same paladin sect
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, it was definitely them. It's just how much are they being used
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
someone else,
And
kind of thing.
that's
you
what
would
I'm
also remember, because I think you were both in the throne room when it happened, that
He was blown up, technically, too.
yeah,
so.
you know he's not coming back. They're talking about how the royal family murdered him, but he is dead.
What did he?
The
what
royal
did
family
he-
didn't murder him, but he is
Yeah.
dead. But you know that when he came in, basically making a lot of the same accusations that
as some of the majority
this kind of
are,
conversation is
yeah.
happening now. Yeah,
he
and
was with the
so-
majority. Did he announce his name whenever he came in? I don't remember.
I
know
don't
he
know if
announced
he
his
did.
presence.
Yeah.
I would like to go further in and look for his room.
Oh, that's a good one.
trying to remain
Office.
undetected.
I'm sorry, what were you wanting to go in and search for?
Just the guy that was that came into the ball.
You're trying to find his, like, actual rooms in the temple?
Yes,
Okay.
and just look if we pass anybody else, if we can hear any other conversations along the way. What would I have to roll?
I would say let's do investigation for this one. Because basically you're kind of looking specifically for rooms that are either empty and may have belonged to him, or are currently occupied and have a different conversation you can listen in on. But yeah.
Can I get a can I get a help action?
From me, absolutely.
I mean, I'm assuming Corin is also looking, so
That would. What is your investigation, Corn?
Oh, my investigation is actually pretty good, I think.
I feel like you should be making this.
Yeah, it's +6.
Yeah, I got a +1.
Well, then I will look around.
I will help.
Yeah. With Fenrir's knowledge of the place, I
Yeah.
will search around for whatever it is he says we're doing. Because he's the guy who does the thing here. Oh, I guess I need to fucking roll, don't I? I'm such an idiot. Holy shit.
I
Okay,
was
hold
waiting.
on. Dude, I'm fucking. My brain is not functioning tonight.
All good.
Okay, so with advantage, right? Because of help.
Yes. Yeah. 'cause
Okay,
I'm
thank
helping.
fucking God. So that's a +6. So that's gonna be a 15. Not great, but
Better.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you probably you pass by quite a few empty rooms. I don't think any of them kind of jump out at you as, oh, this is probably Adrian's room. Like, none of them look like what would be like a high-ranking member of the Order's, like, living quarters in the temple. And so you kind of pass by all of them. You do come across what looks like maybe an infirmary, and there are a few paladins in here. There are about a dozen beds, maybe about 4 of them are currently occupied, and there are about 2 to 3 paladins just kind of administering, either like lay on hands or they're trying to like cure disease on some of these people in the beds, kind of thing.
So we
don't notice anything or recognize any of these people or notice anything weird in here, right? Just seems like an infirmary.
What would you define as weird?
I mean, they all look like they belong there. It doesn't look like they're harboring any terrorists or anything like that.
Right.
like the man who transformed into a dragon.
Hate
For
when they do
example,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely not. It doesn't look like they're harboring any new dragon terrorists.
Sick.
You would notice that everyone who seems to be in the bed seems to look kind of roughly the same. Where like their skin is very like pale and pallid, and like their eyes are just kind of like staring forward and not seeing anything. And like a couple of them are like still shaking, and like a couple of them are just perfectly still, and you see like every paladin that like tries to do something just kind of like shakes their head and like takes a break, and then someone else tries and kind of has the same result.
So they're not doing great.
Correct.
Okay.
I guess. I'll try to find because he was like what, almost the head of the chapel or something.
I would say, based on his attitude at the ball, he was definitely important enough to get far enough in to then barge into the palace itself. So maybe
Looking
not the
for
head of the order, but at least a high-ranking member. Yes.
Yeah, I'll look for a room that looks like it belongs to someone higher up in the order
All right. Um,
with Corin's investigation.
yeah. Let's do another investigation check for this one. And
Okay, I'm gonna roll different dice because those two fuck me.
You have advantage.
All right, we've got a 6. Fuck you. Oh, that's a 13. So dirty
Oh.
19. That'll work.
okay.
That'll work. That'll work.
Yeah. You kind of keep going on, and luckily you don't have to be too careful because again, the vast majority of paladins are all in kind of the main entry hall, and besides the few that you saw attending to the people in the infirmary, you haven't really seen anyone else wandering the halls, so you've just kind of been able to kind of continue blowing on through the hallways, and you kind of reach a portion of the temple where kind of the quarters seem a bit larger. They have a few more things. Like, no one's like living in opulence. Like, it's not like corrupt cardinals from the 1500s vibes or anything like that. But it's definitely like you're starting to reach the area of the temple that has more. You would assume are kind of the higher ranking members of the order.
Yeah, these are like permanent residences for
Yeah.
officers, that sort of deal.
As opposed to like, while you're in town, you can have this
Right.
bed in this room, and you would, you kind of see, let's do, let's do an insight check for this one.
Inside,
Because
okay.
basically, like you found kind of the area of rooms, and now essentially what you're looking for are there's gonna be one room that like has not been disturbed since like the day before, or it looks like there's been a lot of foot traffic outside of the room, but no one going in type stuff. Like, who is like what room has the vibe of no one lives here now?
Okay, was I rolling that with advantage as well?
I think Fenrir is helping you unless he says otherwise.
Okay,
So, yeah.
then that is a 22.
I was gonna waste my divine intuition
You
here.
can probably hold on to that because I'd say 22 is good enough to find. Like, in this area, you kind of find a room that. Sorry, I had to bully Fig in chat for a brief moment.
Oh, that's what that was.
But yeah, with the
Shit, fucking
22,
roaster.
with the 22, you're able to
Jesus, Fig.
so
Happened.
fucking cold. It's
Just misogyny. just misogyny in the chat.
That's not what that is.
very casual.
Which chat? I don't see anything.
The
Other
dumb
chat.
one that we all have where
Oh,
we
that's
make fun
pretty.
of Philip.
No, it's where we make fun of Fig. Actually, to be
Also,
fair,
that.
mostly that.
But
I'm right though.
you're very much not. But we don't have to get into that.
I'm right, but it's fucked up. Is what it is.
I'll take your word for it because I cannot see it.
But
Yep.
yeah, you're able to see a room that looks like it was not packed up neat. There seems to be like an open notebook, like on a desk, like someone was recording kind of their thoughts in a journal type stuff. But like the closet is like shut tight. Like there's like a bag packed up at the base of the bed, kind of thing. Almost like whoever was currently residing in this room believed that maybe after last night he would be leaving.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Okay, my fucking mic quit. I had to unplug it and start it back up again, so I've missed like the last minute or so.
Oh, he's describing a room that looks like it's been packed up recently. Like after
Okay.
last night, the person knew they were about to
Like they weren't planning on being in town
Yes.
much longer.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm assuming this is the room.
Yes. You can make that assumption and be fairly confident you are correct.
I will.
I love a good assumption.
Fuck off.
I want to kind of like look to Corin and kind of like make a motion to look for traps and everything else as we're wind,
Sure, why not?
because if we're going to look through here, I'm going to drop wind walk. I want you to keep wind walk on just in case you need to escape.
Cool. With an advantage on an investigation check, I rolled a sweet 12.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you don't see much beyond what I already kind of described, which is, kind of the overall vibe of the room. You do kind of flip through some of the journal that's on the desk, and it just seems like not unhinged, but someone who believes just so strongly in the fact that they're in the right. And he's kind of recorded things like rumors he's heard about the royal family. And also, I will say the only real new piece of juicy goss that you get from this with a 12 is that he starts to talk about there didn't need to used to be a need for an intermediary, and that in the time of the elder gods, disciples could just touch the light directly. And why should now be any different, especially when they have seen how corrupt man can be, and why should they be going through a god that he himself was a man?
He didn't see any traps.
No, this isn't a guy who traps his room kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop Windwalk and take the journal. I'm gonna kind of look for anything else, like a secret compartment or anything else like that.
You said you're looking for secret compartments.
Yeah, and wardrobe or anything else like that.
Yeah. I guess with a 12, Corn wouldn't have found anything, but if you want to roll your own investigation check, you can.
I'm gonna use these words. Okay, that's not bad. I'm not getting advantage, or am I getting advantage?
Probably
Absolutely.
not. Probably
Oh,
not
well.
getting advantage because you're rolling for yourself to try to
Yeah.
outdo Corin's roll.
That's
Okay.
fair.
So I got
You can do that though.
17.
See?
Alright. 17 is not bad. I I would say like you don't see like any secret compartments, right? Like the desk doesn't have like a false back in one of the drawers or anything. But you are able to kind of find additional things that like Corin couldn't. Like Corin kind of zoned in on the journal, started kind of flipping through it, and was kind of blind to his peripherals everywhere else. One thing you would notice is you yourself as a paladin kind of know the emblem of the Knights of Asir. And in more formal occasions, most of them kind of wear these kind of pristine white tabards. And you kind of, as you kind of open up his pack that looks like, oh, he's ready to leave town, he has that tabard in his pack, but it's been like stained this very like deep crimson. And it almost like, despite being the exact same thing, almost makes it seem like there's a different image on the tabard itself. And you also see, in kind of the same pack, a very large purse full of like gold coins. Like all of your suspicions are kind of confirmed that this dude, regardless of how last night would have ended, was on his way out of the city. Maybe not today, but soon. And you kind of you find more kind of evidence of that kind of all throughout, where it's like you open up the closet and there doesn't seem to be like any additional outfits hanging up. Like everything that was all the clothing in the bag seems to be all of his clothing. You look through the desk, and besides like the single journal that he apparently was still recording in, don't really see any other kind of like writing instruments or loose paper or anything like that. Like it looks like everything in this room has kind of been packed up and he was ready to leave. And you know that there's still technically a conversation being had in the main hall, but regardless of how that turns out, it looks like he was already like he's making a break from the order kind of thing.
He was planning on ditching.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take the badge, the journal,
if-
and the purse.
Just rob him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not gonna need it.
Well, considering he's likely going to end up dead very soon, probably
Oh,
not.
He is dead.
Yeah,
We saw him die.
He's very much just ash. he
I-
died in like the first round of combat, and then just
Yeah,
his
he
corpse
got
was
blown
just hit
Okay.
with multiple flame bursts.
Okay.
And then he was in the
I
radius.
will say, I did zone out and came back when you were describing what was in the bag, and I'm
Oh.
like, what, why, what did I miss? I'm
let
so
me
confused.
do this. We're gonna do.
Uh-oh. Do what?
You can just give me the TLDR later.
We're gonna do 4d6 times 10.
Me?
Okay.
Oh, for the
so
purse.
they're like the pouch contains 130 gold, which
Alright.
I feel like to the party is nothing, but to anyone else traveling would be enough to get them from here to there a few times. And then you also pocket his tabard, right? The one that kind of has the emblem of the order, but instead of the pristine white that everyone else is wearing, his is kind of stained a crimson red.
Is there a window?
I would say so, yeah. Unlike the library, this one is not underground, and I feel like these people would enjoy a fresh breeze every once in a while. So, yes.
He'll open the window for Corin and he'll take another prayer bead and, of Windwalk and use it on himself.
Fair enough. All right.
And then, yeah, if Corin wants, we can head to his order.
Would you like to not waste your other prayer bead, or you?
I mean, it's going to be very awkward if they
Well,
didn't see me enter and we just leave. I just
if,
leave.
if we can excuse a tiny bit of metagaming,
How
I
so
will.
how long does Windwalk last?
And 8 hours.
It's so long.
So and you guys turned back into the normal form?
No, I turned back into my normal form because
Well, you can uh just gonna say this. The spell explicitly says until it ends, a creature can revert to cloud form, which also requires the 1 minute transformation.
Oh yeah, so you can just turn back into a cloud. Not
Yeah.
have to waste your bead.
So you guys can just spend a minute to swap to either form whenever you want for the next 8 hours or however long is left.
I imagine it would probably be about an hour since we've been.
It hasn't been anywhere near the end of the spell, so I'd say we're
Yeah.
good.
No,
You're probably, I'd say, still coming in well under an hour.
okay.
Hell, you could save yourself the walk time just by flying over and then
Yeah,
transforming.
that's
I
what
mean, your
I was
speed
I
is
was saying.
so fast as Windwalk, right? It's like 500 feet.
300 feet
300
flying
feet.
speed.
Jesus.
And we
Yeah.
can the only actions we can take while in that form is to
Dash or revert to solid. So it's technically 600 because of dashing.
Yeah. So you could easily open the window and then revert back to wind, and you all could fly back out and not use
Yeah.
another prayer bead.
Yeah. We can just fly over to the order for corn.
I know in my heart I will never roll as well as I did
For the
for your
prayer
prayer
beads.
beads.
Yeah.
Likely.
I think I rolled like two 20s, two 19s, and like a 12.
No, you rolled two greater restorations, one planar ally, and then two windwalks. I have it in my notes.
Yeah, just not all of those like fourth level or above spells.
Those are like, yeah, actually. Well,
Fantastic.
greater restoration. Yeah, greater restoration is like level 4. Planar ally and windwalk, I feel like are much higher than that.
Yeah, I think there's 6 maybe. It doesn't matter. We don't need to get into that. You guys are easily able to fly to the temple of the blood hunters, which is home to all 3 orders, although they usually have mixed levels of physical presence in the capital depending on which order they're a part of. But yeah, I would say as you reach this temple, it's not locked to the outside, but it does seem to have kind of the same, well, not same level, different level of chaos as the Paladin Order Temple did, where it's a few people that maybe Corin doesn't even recognize are kind of
Stationed outside.
running around trying to, like they're kind of like shouting at each other, trying to figure out what's going on because you know Tommen is safe because he was with you all. He's technically outside the city at this point, but everyone else is like the guy who was currently in charge of this temple in town went to the party last night and he's not back. And
Corin has great news.
Shit, Tommen's not here.
yeah,
No, he's not
Damn
here
it.
yet.
Damn it. I need to
But
see
you can
him.
give them the news that he is alive still, and that he is returning.
Is there anyone else? I mean, Tommen's my normal contact. Is there anybody else of note here at the temple that I actually like know or deal with regularly? Because Corin's not. He's kind of a.
I would
He's
say
a hit or miss sort of dude in his own
yeah,
order.
I would say no, just because it would have to be like a your experience with the order are basically like other novices that came up with you at the time that you passed your trials and Tommen. And it's like you've maybe seen some of the even higher ranking ones, maybe once or twice in an official capacity, but like anyone else who would like be assigned to this temple, you probably wouldn't have seen. Like they're not like Tommen's level, but they've probably completed like their second trial at least, and are starting to get kind of some bureaucratic assignments as opposed to we heard reports of this monster near this village, go out and kill it and come back kind of thing. Like
Well,
you're
that's the
still
fun part.
yeah, you're still in the grunt phase and you're loving it, and I would never take that away from you. But yeah, I would say because of who you are, you probably know you could probably count on one hand how many other people in the order you know by name.
All right. Well, in that case, we will not stay.
You don't know anyone else here that you could talk to?
Not that I
Oh,
want to show myself to it.
okay. Well, if that's the case, let's have a discussion about that sword.
Let's go back to the library.
And have a discussion about that sword?
Yes.
Okay.
Eavesdroppers.
Well away from prying ears.
And we could still fly over there
We can.
faster.
Whee!
Yeah, I mean, you all are basically able to do all of this in like
Record time.
yeah, maybe like 2
Yeah.
hours total of getting to the temple, becoming heir, doing your investigation, getting to the other temple, being like, never mind, and getting back to the library.
I mean, going from the first temple to the second and then back to the library probably took less than like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Plus we can
Especially because
tell
like you
ties.
know you're basically on the same level of the city for all three of these things.
I thought they were on different tiers, but okay.
I mean, 600-foot fly speed.
True. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we'll head back to the library.
Yeah. So go back into the library, go back downstairs, and is this the down? Is this the where's the part in the library that we stay, like that has the rooms that we've kind of
The downstairs, I don't really have a good like here's the
that
door
map
that leads
yet?
to the hallway with all the
That's fine.
dormitories.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's in the
But this
basement level.
downstairs map that we're used to is where our rooms are at.
Yeah, like this is the common area, and there's some door leading to like basically like a dorm hall where
I mean, I figured it would probably be like over here or something.
yeah. So
Because
Okay.
there's
Well,
definitely
I'll just once we get back down inside, I'm gonna have Fenrir follow me into whichever one of the rooms it is I've been using, and I'm gonna shut the door. Just I'm gonna shut the door and just like this is like the most nervous you've ever seen Corin ever right now. He reaches into the bag and he pulls the sword out, and so he pulls the sword out. So I was able to attune to this sword while we were in the battle, but only temporarily.
Notice that.
As we were leaving, the sword spoke to me, and it specifically told me that that I'm not the guy. It let me use it in order to save you guys and to get out, but I'm not the guy. It does want us, I hope, to find the guy. So, real quick, will you just hold this and make sure nothing funny happens? And Corin hands it to you.
Fenrir's
And
hands are like up in the air, like he doesn't want to touch it.
And he's just like, no, you gotta take it. You gotta take it.
I-
hold the sword.
Okay. Fenrir will take the sword.
So I hand him the sword and I take my hands off of it and hold him up in the air. Because the other thing the sword told me when it told me I wasn't the guy was it told me, and it seemed very friendly. It said, "You haven't changed much, and
Yes,
that you should really spend some more time taking care of yourself."
Huh?
I have a metagaming question.
I'll allow it.
Okay, has the, or I guess it is one of those things that I actually kind of want to know. Has the sword been passed down from king to king by chance?
Yes. So you would not even a metagaming question. You would know that from what
That's what I was
Matthias was
like.
saying earlier, is that it's believed that the sword is tied specifically to the royal family because it has been a direct line from king to king, son, like father to son, no breaks, no nephews, no nothing. But what is actually true is that the sword is tied to the king as like the title, not like any specific family that currently holds it. And so that is why they're very keen to find the sword because eventually, if what happens is what they think is going to happen, which is going to be multiple people claiming they deserve kind of the right of succession, the sword is what's going to kind of give that claim legitimacy.
No, stop it. Stop
So,
it.
yeah, so you would know that even in character, that is
Okay,
what,
even in character, I know that. Okay.
yeah.
I just had an epiphany is all. Thanks.
No problem.
I will not. I have a really bad habit of seeing things before they happen, and I love it.
Does anything happen when Fenrir touches the sword?
Yeah, so Fenrir, you kind of grip the sword in both hands, and it's a very nice sword, kind of like a very kind of wide-bladed great sword. Kind of has like golden runes, kind of inlaid and kind of the double edges. But no, you don't kind of feel any change come over you. You don't feel a voice kind of reach out to talk to you. It just
The
kind of
corn is just
feels,
staring at you so hard.
yeah, it just kind of feels like it would
So-
almost be awkward to swing, um, like,
Nothing happening.
yeah.
I'll try to give it back to him.
Damn it! I take it. I was really
Are
hoping.
we just gonna be passing it around the party at this point?
No,
Yeah, just test everybody.
specifically will not be doing that.
I don't
just,
need
like,
a second thing that
damn it.
talks to me.
And I just take the sword and I put it back into the bag.
No.
Okay.
Plus, I don't think that's
I just wanted to be sure
well
because
the thing is,
the sword told me to take care of you. I don't feel like you're really the kind of guy that needs me taking care of him, but the sword told me to take care of him. So, and I don't think it meant it like a stab him in the back sort of deal.
You know, you gotta take care of him.
Yeah, take care of him. I've
Can
done
I
some
get
taking
a
care of people. It
charisma
doesn't seem like that
saving
kind of
throw
taking
from
care of.
Corin?
Absolutely, you can get a charisma saving throw from Corin.
he's within 10 feet of me, so
15, baby.
plus 3.
The DC was actually 16 plus 3, so you do stab Fenrir in the back.
Shit.
No.
Fuck!
Not again. Say a stab him.
That's the plot twist of this entry, is
Oh.
that Corin keeps killing
Right.
everyone.
Oh!
Oh
He just
no.
has horrible false memories of being betrayed, but he just loses control and murders everyone
I thought
close to
Corn
him.
was the
Wouldn't
only
that-
one here who didn't have false memories or
Wouldn't that be
amnesia.
amazing? Oh shit.
Corin is, I think, one of 2 people that doesn't have amnesia or false memories.
Yeah,
Possibly-
Lorazis doesn't have
Possibly
amnesia.
3. I haven't gotten into
Tries to
Tarsh's
forget
whole
everything.
thing of how much he remembers of his past life from
Corin
coming
was
back.
there whenever I summoned the planar ally, and he told me to get my shit, basically.
Yeah, That
to
did
find my
happen.
sword, my shield, and then find my body.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sadly, that is not.
Hey, did
I
that
figure, great sword, shield doesn't usually go together, but just to be on the safe side, just covering all the bases.
Say again, Blue.
Do we know if that sword, the king's sword, theoretically had either an opposite or an equal for like the king's guard or the king's enemy?
I don't think so.
I would say anyone who wants to think about that can do a history check.
I will fucking think about that.
I mean, I feel
I
like
don't think about things.
Tarsh wouldn't know enough to do that, so
History.
Finner can think about it.
nor does he care.
Well, I rolled a nat 20 plus
18?
6,
Ooh,
so
nice.
I got a 17 again.
Yeah, I got
That's
a
plus 1, so
18.
17.
Just because I'm sure that most information will filter through everyone. So we'll go with Corn with the nat 20. You would know that there's not really a opposite.
Companion, that's
Every
sort of.
every kind of first family seems to have their own kind of artifact. Some of them have multiples, right? Where it's kind of been passed down from father to son or father to brother, brother to brother. Sorry, you know, depending on how many artifacts are, but like each first family seems to kind of have that. And originally, it was like a kind of like gift from the elves or dwarves that kind of helped them kind of retake the kingdom.
it's like a shard blade situation. A very limited number of these kinds of swords, or like a family sword kind of thing. Just
Fairly heirloom, perhaps,
Yeah.
type thing. But yes, so. Whew, glad that's
So,
off
yeah.
the.
yeah. Oof, man, what a relief. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep this. I would love it if we could keep it within our circle, because
I agree.
if this really is a coup or some sort of fucked up revolution, I'd
If
like
the
to keep
king
this
is-
key away.
Yes, if the king is still alive, because I
Correct.
doubt he died. Let's be honest here.
From what the sword said to me before it left, I don't think it said to find the heir. So
He could
I
be
do
dead.
believe the king may in fact be dead, or that wasn't the whatever. But the sword told me to find the heir, so I'm operating under the assumption that we have to find someone we're not expecting. But I would like to keep that amongst this group of people so that we can, because we don't want to put a target on our backs. And I also don't want to let the sword out of our sight, especially considering the number of betrayals and backstabbings we've had recently.
Yes.
Marcus knows, Thoradin knows,
You know, it's one
but
guy.
assuming they're on our side, I don't feel like it's really, we'll probably be okay. So just, let's keep it under wraps for now.
I'm not sure. There could still be betrayers in Matthias's group, so.
There absolutely could. I'm glad that Matthias doesn't specifically know that I still have it. I mean, I feel like if we can probably explain away me using the sword, not everybody has to know that I was using the sword.
Yes.
So yeah, let's just keep it under wraps.
Yes. Well, shall we go tell Matthias what we found out at the chapel? Should we? You think that's not relevant enough?
What's that?
Do you think we should tell him what we found out at the chapel?
I
Matthias?
mean, man, it seems like real pertinent information. you
Shall
know,
we
the
wait for
group.
the others to get back? Or
Yeah, better not to repeat ourselves too many times. You know, we don't want to have a game of telephone going on. So, yeah, we could wait till everybody gets back and let them know.
is there anything else you need to do? Or
I was really hoping that Tomlin would be at the order house, but with him out still, no.
wasn't he at the party?
He was. I
Hey.
assumed he would come back relatively soon.
Well, technically, Marcus is going to help escort everyone back
So
to the city. So
is it
Yeah.
alien?
here's to hoping it'll be relatively quickly.
Yeah, because Tomlin, I feel like I'll have to loop Tomlin in. I mean, it
Yes,
is
he will
his.
definitely have to know because he saw you using it.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, you know, the king was his,
Yeah.
was a close friend. So, yeah, sounds good. And Corin's
And
gonna
then-
like pat the bag, kind of nearly, and yeah, great, yeah,
Yeah, it's just us saying yeah.
mhm, yeah.
Very
So-
nervous about the entire exchange.
As Fenrir and Corin are kind of waiting for the rest of you all to get back, I know that Duchess, we had kind of already done. You kind of went through your contacts in the lower guilds
Yeah.
to see what the vibe was there. Songshen and Tarshk, were you doing anything specific in the city to ask around or look around or anything like that?
I don't think I have anything specific.
I mean, after Tarsh got done with the cat, I'm pretty sure he just went back into the library and hung out with Song Shen.
That's fair. So I would say, likely,
And maybe got his this week's payment from Matthias, since he's not going to be around next week.
That's fair. So I would say either Fenrir and Corin, you are the last to get back, or you get back just before Duchess comes back. And everyone else is kind of in the library. So if you all want to reconvene and talk through your various findings, you are all there now.
I have a question. How much would Matthias be paying Tarshk?
That is a good question.
I don't actually know.
Maybe message me to do that, because it would be a decent amount.
Should I roll like 2d6 or something?
Yeah, let's just do 2d6 times 10.
That seems excessive, but okay.
So
6.
your fee is about 60 gold a week.
That is expensive, but okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
The funnier option would have been 60 copper a week.
Or silver.
He's like, fuck yeah!
Yeah,
Click clacks!
the invisible hand of competition ends at Thieves Guild. So it's like, sorry, it's been a really rough year for stealing jewels and pawning them off to other people. I just don't have the money.
No bonuses for anybody.
Yeah.
Get your own bonus, I guess.
Is that a new crossbow? No. Everyone's making sacrifices.
Oh, I suppose you can get a bonus at the Thieves Guild if you just steal stuff from the Thieves Guild.
Yeah,
You just gotta be better than whoever you're stealing
exactly.
That's how you get promotions as well.
You don't get punished for stealing, you get punished for getting caught.
from. Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay, well, I guess I got 60 more gold. I thought it was gonna be like, I thought it was just gonna be like whatever I rolled would be the amount of gold per week.
No, I think it had to be higher than. I think everyone else in the party is making, what is it, like 15 gold a week for
Plus a little
Yeah,
extra,
something like that.
depending on what we steal.
Plus
their,
whatever else
as their
you guys
soldier
find.
pay. So
Yeah.
I have to imagine that.
Let's not include our extortion pay.
Or whatever else you guys happen to find while
Yeah,
looting
any
someone's
gold you
body.
find on your own is not included.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
We're not taxing our
Sounded-
tips, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
exactly. So I figured like a criminal organization has to be paying at least better than the fucking military.
I mean, we did kind of steal from pirates.
Yeah.
How much did
But-
you steal from pirates?
A lot.
Oh, a lot.
Irrelevant.
I walked into that one. Yeah. It was
The
not
answer to
good.
that question is yes.
You gave them just enough that they would have
Oh.
been happy for the help, and then you.
I just looked at Loraz's gold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have.
Well,
that-
okay,
is
he's
that
at a
about-
good.
Is that about what everyone else is at?
No, I'm pretty
No.
sure Lorazes has more money than the rest of us.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
He's a
shiesty
trust fund
Yeah.
kid.
Because Corin probably is the next closest because he also has the party funds.
Yeah,
But
I'm the bank, and I have
Yeah.
28.
Yeah,
Got a cut
Okay.
of all the pirate treasure you stole. Sorry, found.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Lorazes also bet quite a bit of his money on Corin and Fenrir in the tournament. And
I mean,
And-
I think I would have the most. I think I would actually be the one who would have. So, depending on what we got, because I only really stashed 90% of my shit in safe houses. I have not spent 90% of my shit.
yeah,
So
you currently have about 12,000.
12,000.
So
Yeah.
Tarshk
Yeah.
is over here with 70.
All you need to do is just ask, man.
yeah. We'll
Mhm.
probably, we'll probably
And that
work
my
on-
number's gonna go down when I make another trip out to my safe houses again to hide shit. I have a lot. I have a lot more than people assume. It's great. It's my cushion, safety net.
Yeah, enough to buy a frickin' castle, I think.
No,
Almost.
Probably.
enough to if I need to pay people to disappear, I can.
I
Why
had
would
a
you need to
castle
pay
for
to have
sale,
someone disappear when
and
you could
it
just
was
make
only
them
like
disappear?
25,000.
Because sometimes, as we have found out, I cannot always just disappear. I will be found sooner or later.
Which she already has been.
Like, so if I need to pay somebody to make me disappear a little faster and farther than I already can myself, well, that's what's gonna happen.
Unless we kill them.
Unless you kill them. Yes. I still have a ship captain I need to track down, but that's neither here nor there and can wait until we're done with this whole thing.
Alright, well, Tarshk has all his stuff, so...
I'm guessing Duchess gets back.
Yeah, I'm around.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
So
may
we
be
We can
blood
say
spatter.
we can say that everybody's reconvened.
Works for me.
Also, has anyone talked to Travis lately?
I messaged him and did not receive a reply.
It
so
is almost certain he passed the fuck out when he got home.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I'm-
it's either
I'm
that
like-
or Taco Bell is on fire.
Yeah.
I'm
Either way,
I think
support
one
him.
of three things: either passed out, still at work because of emergency, or they ate something that did not agree with them, and now it's firing out of both ends.
Oh no, he tell us.
No, yeah, we'd know about that.
We know
Yeah.
about that one.
Yeah, I haven't been getting TikToks, so it's not that one.
Yeah.
Well, I was not aware of that, so
Yeah. Oh no, he makes it clear. No, it's
so
it's likely to be the work thing. But I don't
I'm
know.
not.
I would
gonna
hope
bet,
not.
I'm not gonna bet against the passing out.
Yeah.
I
Maybe.
wouldn't bet against that either. He's tended to pass out during sessions too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but then at least we know
I
he's
can-
there.
Hang on. I'll see if I can find out actually. I know his roommates, funny enough.
I was gonna say.
Diddly-dee, Gage.
I love that freaking cat with the hat gif.
I'll let you know if I hear anything.
Okay.
Convening.
So, everyone, you kind of reconvene and you discreetly or less than discreetly let each other know what y'all were able to find out. And I guess specifically, Fenrir and Corin let Matthias in on the kind of trouble brewing in the Paladin Temple. I think that was the one thing you were gonna tell him.
And I'll inform him that the person who was at the ball last night, the one that brought the man he killed and cut out his tongue, had planned on leaving pretty soon, it seems like.
Oh fuck.
And he kind of shakes his head and he's like, right, I kind of heard a bit about that from Aloy was there when that all went down. It sounds like it's kind of permeated throughout the whole order. It's not just him, so that's not quite good now, is it?
Yes.
The feed animals?
Yes.
Okay, second.
Sorry.
Good.
No worries. And he's gonna kind of turn to the rest of you and be like, right, so, I guess this is a situation we should monitor, but
Ow.
I don't know, it kind of sounds like we're heading for a bit of a kind of religious schism, as they say. And that's
Seems
not
like
quite
that,
what I
and-
want to deal with at this moment in time, but
It might also be more than that, especially since the man you killed, they brought back, turned into a dragon. So
Kind of rude.
right, yeah, Aloy kind of filled me in on that bit too, yeah. So they brought him back, which, granted, I was afraid that might happen, which is why I kind of did the old tongue bit. Figured, yeah, at least if he did come back to life, at least he couldn't talk. But then I guess,
we question it. How and why did he turn? Because it looked like he didn't know.
Yeah, like was he even a willing participant in the that bit? You know,
The dragoning.
yeah.
And it looked like the
Like, did we do them a favor by cutting his tongue out? You know,
that I I would let. Okay, so. God damn. I don't. I want to let someone roll for this, but I don't know what would make the most sense. I would say if you were there in the throne room when the transformation started, which I think would be Corin, Fenrir, or
Me.
Songshin.
Songshan.
you could make an insight roll. Anyone
Oh, boy.
else could try a history roll.
Ah!
Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Oh, beautiful.
I got a 30
Beautiful.
20.
The way that I
Beautiful.
was saying it, because the man who brought him,
Hey, I leveled it out. I rolled a nat one.
Yay! I love that for us.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I rolled
yeah.
a 30 20.
You
the
were
way-
saying, Philip?
Anyone who wasn't in the throne room can try to make a history check on like the transformation itself to see if there's anything about that specific type of transformation that you would know that would lend some insight.
I dirty 20'd on my history.
Okay.
Although I do have to go because, like you heard, I have to go feed animals. So
Fair enough.
Okay.
I
Bye,
will.
have fun.
Bye.
Later.
the way
If,
that I
Later,
was,
if
guys.
anyone does bad things, we'll make sure you shoot them.
Yeah. Thank you. Also, and or have me feed them to Riley. That works too. Unless it's a Brightwood. Do not feed a Brightwood to Riley. Putting that out there.
That's for her to eat.
That's for me to do, and me to ask Riley about later, because I still don't know who locked him in there. Yeah. That,
All right.
bye. Text me if anything happens that I need to know about. I'll be
It was
around to
fun
actually look at text. So,
Mhm.
bye.
Goodbye.
The way I was
So-
trying to phrase that was that when he first started to change, the one who had brought him didn't look like he knew what was happening to him.
Okay. Yeah.
The priest?
Yeah,
Yeah, the one who got exploded.
yeah. Soon after it started.
Yeah, you hate to be the guy standing next to the bomb when it goes off.
And I would say with Song Shen's Nat 20, she would be easily able to confirm that, like the insight on the priest, that he definitely had no idea that was gonna, like, this was meant to be like a prop of like, look at the cruelty of the Rolf, look what it can do to, like, even as far as he knew, it wasn't even like a political rival. This is like literally like this could happen to anyone who
They cut this paladin's tongue out, for
yeah,
fuck's
finds
sake.
themselves on the wrong side of the royal family type thing. So like he was meant to be a prop, and then all of a sudden he started exploding. And yeah, I would say like the last moment of the priest's life was confusion and pain.
Yeah, that part.
Mostly pain.
Yeah, I could pick up on that one without the nat 20.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
Funnily enough.
I'm gonna guess 14 doesn't really get much on a history check here.
I would
I got a
say
0.
not, just because I would
Sorry.
say with a
No, 0.
14,
A -1.
Oh.
Oh, what?
I got a -1.
you have a
Bitchin'.
-1. Oh, you did an insight check.
Yeah.
How are you so anti-insightful?
Wisdom's his dump stat.
Yeah.
That's quite dumb.
Yeah, man commits. He commits to
I
it.
rolled a -1.
First or last.
I mean, yeah,
And,
but
and has a
Jesus Christ.
-2.
Yeah, my man has a 7 wisdom score. He's like 1 point smarter than Grog.
So
Also,
Aw.
that's not intelligence. That's like,
Wisdom.
yeah.
street
Common
smart.
sense.
Also senses. So you're not good at seeing things, I guess.
Oh, but
He's not good at animal handling either.
That's why.
He's not observant.
But he.
Well, I
is
mean, to be
the
fair, I think most
watchman.
animals would hate a walking suit of armor.
He is the
That might be
watchman of the
fair.
night. He doesn't. He.
Yeah.
he
Apart from maybe a magpie.
But I would say
Or things that like moss.
with the 14, you kind of know just from like maybe a history class you were a part of as a youth, or maybe you read a book.
Nope.
You know that
Arshka's had some personal experience with dragons.
like this transformation happened in the past, but like there was a way of like making dragons. You don't know what that way was, or like how it was accomplished, or whether it required a willing participant for it, or if they knew what was going on. And Duchess would know a little more, but still not quite. Like this is kind of like lost knowledge. Like it's known that
it would be the fruit from that tree, right?
Yeah. And you could make that assumption fairly solidly, right?
Like the two transformations were similar enough that like we would all be like, "Holy shit! Wait,
And
maybe we've seen this before."
when you were down attacking the other dragon, he just shifted, like basically
Right.
like a wild shape or polymorph spell kind of shift. But he was around that tree that bore that very kind of unique fruit, and I think it was either at the library or because I think Dirk told you to go to the library. I don't think he had a dusty tome in his inn.
Yeah, we read it up
And
in
so
the library.
you're kind of starting to put the pieces together where what is known of the transformation is there used to basically be like kind of like a fruit of the gods that would bestow kind of this draconic blessing on mortals of like any race. And so it didn't matter what you were, if you could survive the transformation from kind of this fruit, you would end as a dragon. And it was like used hundreds of years ago to kind of make more dragons out of kind of the mortal races on this plane. And so you are able to kind of stitch those kind of two things together, where it's like, okay, it's not a wild assumption to assume that kind of that mercenary captain was somehow given like a fruit and at some point ate it, and then the timing worked out where at the party the transformation started. You don't know, like, is it 24 hours? Is it an hour? Is it immediate? You guys just didn't see him eat the fruit at the party. Like, you're kind of starting to go back through your own memories to see, like, if you noticed anything happen there. And so it's like, that's where maybe the breakdown is. Like, you still don't quite know the details of it, but because that book you read, and because of, yeah, to Priest's point, the similarities between the transformation you were witnessing and then the already kind of transformed dragon that you met next to all those cultists with the tree, it's a fairly safe assumption as to how he started it. There's just some details still missing of like when after eating the fruit, when does transformation start, and like
They also didn't see any fruit at their hideout.
correct.
And like, how are these two sects or cults or whatever connected?
Right. So
I can already make one assumption, but I'm not sure if it's going to be a correct one.
We'll make it anyway. Let's hear it.
Rightwoods. They got their hands in every single pot we've been searching.
They did manage to miraculously escape.
Yeah, especially after all those assassins appeared.
Do we know at what point during the party they escaped? I mean, I know nobody in the throne room would know.
Yeah, they didn't come out the front door.
Yeah. Was it like immediately the second shit started going, or?
I
feel
don't
like it would've
think
been before,
anyone
because-
would know that.
Mm.
Because Duchess got eyes on them, kind of told Lorazis and Marcus and everyone
Mhm.
Then
that
it started.
they were there. Then, yeah, shit started. And then minutes later, the wall kind of blew outward and helped kill Lorazis. And you
Helped.
were able
Which
to see
time-
very clear corpses in the rubble of like the wrecked room that exploded, and none of the Brightwoods were among those corpses. So somewhere between Duchess first seeing them and then telling Lorazis and then the wall exploding, they made their escape. And to Fenrir's point, not through the front door.
In the future, maybe let's not seat all of the bad guys in the same room.
Yeah.
You don't tell
I don't know
me
who's
what
in
to
charge of
do.
the seating plan.
Like,
Also,
that
like,
feels-
not in their
That feels
own
like a
little room.
major. Feels like a major party planning organizational failure to
Mm.
put all of the baddest dudes in their own private room.
Yeah. Can I
Unless
also
you're
just
gonna
say,
Technically,
gas
they
them to
did that
death, I
on
guess.
their own.
Yeah,
Well-
technically, they did that on the road.
Yeah, if
Did they?
There was no seating chart. Everyone just kind of got to, vibe and do whatever they felt like.
Yeah.
well, that's
Okay.
the thing. If the party hadn't gone wrong, shall we say, that would have been the rudest fucking thing. They just spent the entire time with themselves in a little room. How very fucking rude as one of the first families.
I mean, they are basically the Lannisters, so fuck 'em
I mean,
anyway.
yeah, but like, the Lannisters at least mingle sometimes. Jesus.
Yeah, but you wish they wouldn't, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Well,
Like, please
would-
go lock yourselves in a room and leave the rest of us the
well, no.
fuck
To be
alone.
fair, it would solve some of their problems if they mingled just a little bit more in certain areas.
Fairness.
Yeah.
Fair.
Like, what if Tywin technically liked all of his children? That is what the Brightwoods are.
Wow. Revolutionary.
Did you get this inspiration from Game of Thrones?
No.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So you all, even like as you're kind of giving this information to Matthias, like almost like silently things start to click in your own heads as to some additional information as to maybe what went down at the party and who might be involved, as far as like who, if it really is like this fruit that starts the transformation, like who gave this man the fruit kind of stuff.
I'm pretty sure that would have been very noticeable if it came through the front gates.
Yeah. Right, like no one's like transplanting an entire tree into the city, right? But one person carrying a single fruit, paying a visit to a mercenary captain, maybe slips through the cracks.
While you guys are like
Brainstorming.
discussing what's going on with the like transformation and stuff, like, oh,
Who left?
hello?
Big.
Oh,
She said her
Fig's
internet completely died. She'll be back.
Oh, should we wait for her to come back or?
No, she'll
Nah,
be
she'll
fine.
catch up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna continue then.
Yeah,
I
go
feel a
ahead.
little bad. Tarshk is thinking. He's off to the side thinking about something that was said during the conversation. And then turns to the party and says, "Do we want to learn more about those fruit things?"
Wait,
Yes.
what do you mean? I mean, yes. We we saw a tree when we were on our way here. Some cultists were using it. And we were sent here to basically gather information on it. Well, that foil
And
this assassination attempt.
you would
Hey,
also know from like your experience with those cultists is that the tree was basically like a sapling that they were caring for, and when
How
you
long
did
ago
more
was that?
research, like you found what like a fully grown tree would look like, but it did look
Yeah.
like they maybe didn't have full access to new fruit, but they were trying to plant a new sapling that would grow into something that could provide fruit for more converts, kind of thing.
How long has it been since we were?
It's been about a month, I think, because you basically got to the city with 3 to 4 weeks before last night, and it happened like on the way there. Like you were,
We were tasked by Dirk to
yeah.
investigate it.
Like that happened while you were kind of chilling at the inn, waiting for
Yeah.
further instruction, and then after that happened, they were like, continue on to the capital. So it's been probably close to a month since that happened.
So that tree it could have gotten fairly decently grown. Not like it
I'm
probably
back.
got a little bit bigger. Welcome back.
Hey, we saw.
Welcome back, Fig.
Okay.
But yes, if you have any information about this fruit or anything else like that,
Well, I don't remember it, but I don't remember exactly what was in it, but I know there's a book that has information on it, and the tree. found it on one of Matthias's odd jobs out of the city.
Oh. Do you still have it?
It's in a library somewhere. I remember where it was. I just don't remember what's in the book.
I mean, if you want to research it, yes, please. By all means.
That'll take a while. It's not exactly close.
Oh yeah, wait. It's not in this library or
No.
oh. Well shit.
Thought I just said it was out of the city.
Oh,
I'm into it. Road trip sounds alright to me.
yes. Actually, a road trip sounds lovely. We could kill more monsters. For your
That sounds so nice.
for that contest thing.
I had completely forgotten about that.
We were literally talking about it in the chat yesterday.
Yeah,
In character, I forgot about it.
it's
Fuck you.
Oh, okay,
the
fair
most
enough.
important thing happening. Song.
Yes.
Dirk.
What's
said.
more important than people?
Yeah, there's literally been nothing else.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
care about the
happened.
crown or like the party or anything. I care about the monster
Monster
killing
hunting,
competition.
absolutely.
Yes.
Well,
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Monster hunting competition.
yeah, we're one of the deals we cut with a offense, you could say, is if we win the grand prize for the monster hunting competition, he would consider our debt paid.
You guys have a debt to someone?
Technically.
He fronted us some magic items and stuff at the very
Store
beginning.
Oh
credit.
yeah.
How have you guys not paid it back considering the absolutely absurd amounts of cash you guys have?
Because
We're
they,
also lazy.
we already have this other thing going on.
yeah, they thought they
Yeah,
could do
yeah.
it for free by just killing monsters, and it's kind of a win-win.
You mean
for
I
everyone.
get to keep my money and kill monsters?
Exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
heck yeah!
yeah.
Plus, it's kind of like Corrin's job, so
All right.
Yeah.
And then, as you kind of say, like a road trip sounds nice. We could always kill more monsters. Matthias is gonna pipe up and be like, right. Speaking of monsters, maybe even before you go, kind of
you have Corrin's undivided attention.
kind of heard a rumor about, and speaking of kind of what you all saw in the temple, kind of confirms. There have been kind of the past few nights, people kind of being attacked by nothing, but those who have lived through it and were able to kind of speak afterwards have kind of described like a feeling of like kind of being drained by something they can't see, and then those who didn't live through it kind of looked like just kind of a drained, kind of sunken husk of a person.
Talking of vampire here.
Yeah, Corrin and favorite book. Are you talking about vampires right now? Like at the same time?
I don't quite know. It does seem like vampire could be a very.
I mean, it sounds like vampire.
possibility. You know,
Really
if it
does sound
talks
like
like a
vampire.
duck and it sucks blood like a duck, might be a vampire. But
A vampire duck?
yeah, so
Yeah, sure. I've already been bit by a were-tiger this month. Why not a fucking vampire too? While we're
Yes,
fucking
how-
at
how
it.
was that?
You got bit by
It was a whole
were-
thing. It was a whole thing. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a, it was a, it
actually
was a
very
whole thing.
gruesome. He was bleeding out of all
and
everywhere.
it
Just
was a very easy task to remove the were-tiger blood from his system.
Yeah, it wasn't super the lowest health I've ever been
Everyone,
in the
it's
entirety of the
not-
campaign.
Everyone was very happy.
I feel like you should probably be glad he didn't get turned into a were-tiger, because then it'd be like, oh great, now he's just got damage resistance without even needing to rage.
Well,
Oh, we
technically,
know. We
there's-
went over it.
Yeah, there's a blood order for lycanthropy.
Yeah, I know, but isn't he in the other one?
Yeah, he's in the
And
so
there
you
can
can't
only
really
be
have
one. I
Yeah,
decided
there
they're
can
very
only-
Highlander that way. And I also decided to make it painful. And JT was like, hey, is this because you didn't want me to just have werewolf powers without earning them? And I said, shut up. No, that's not actually how it went. But yeah, he tells you that vampires are a very real possibility. It seems to happen at night. The odd thing is it seems to be happening in kind of the more affluent part of town. Most
Sure, we want to stop it then?
most of the attacks have been happening in like the fourth level. Still like the levels of town that you don't need like special permission to get past. So this would be like doctors, not like I own 6 McDonald's franchises and I still pay my workers $9 an hour.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, so that's
People
the
that-
level of maybe wealth that you're looking at. But most of them has been in the fourth level. There have been some isolated incidents apparently in the third level.
I mean, if it was happening at the Wrightwood's house, I wouldn't stop it.
If it was honestly, I think the quickest way to get rid of the Brightwoods would be to just set their house on fire because then Duchess wouldn't go in to try to make it worse. She would just
I mean,
stand
true.
outside and let it
Well,
happen.
she might, depending on her anger.
Yeah.
Depends on her level of anger towards the Brightwoods.
Do
And
have
how
a
she's
question, Ari the Brightwoods. Like, the fuck are they at? Like, do they
Yeah, where
have
are
a,
they?
do they have a town? Do they have like a big estate in town, or do they have like a big estate elsewhere in the kingdom? Like, where's the Brightwood douchebag hub at?
So, you would know that the Brightwoods actually have control of 2 duchies, which
Okay.
is more than any of the other first families, save the Horn Ravens, who basically have like, I think 4-ish, but most of them are like honorary, like you're the Duke of this place, but it's like actually run by an actual lord. Like the Brightwoods own multiple duchies and run them themselves. And
Right.
as a direct result of them coming out on top as part of the Talstag rebellion hundreds of years ago. So, but to answer your question, west. They are kind of in the middle of the kingdom, heading towards kind of the western border. They own a lot of the farmland. They deal a lot of. They've got some river port cities, so they deal a lot with trade. They are a very kind of wealthy. They control a lot of the more wealthy fiefdoms, and then the Pavel Brightwood is the Minister of War, and so technically controls the kingdom's armies, which might become a whole thing if we head
Right.
towards civil war. But that's not a today problem.
Got it. Yeah. So it's a whole Harkonnen sort of situation.
On our way to investigate, we should probably ask around to see if anyone's heard any news about the Brightwoods.
Also,
Does anybody have like scry? That might be a good idea.
Also,
not
did
have that.
did Matthias finish talking to us about the monster or no?
Yeah, you guys basically say vampires, right? And he's like, yeah, it's a very real possibility. But all the attacks seem to happen at night. And so if you were to
Big vampire
investigate it, yeah, kind of wait until sun sets and just kind of wander
Songjin.
the streets.
How do you feel about being bait?
See if you can get.
I feel like that wouldn't really work considering she's also kind of dead.
Well, we could.
Excuse
I-
me.
It was either her or Larasis.
I love the idea of being bait. Can I be the bait?
Oh, if you want to.
No, no, no.
I
To be
feel like
fair-
if you're the bait, they'd be too scared to go near
Fuck,
you.
you're right.
Yeah,
that's
No,
too
I was
scary.
gonna say it's going potentially for more affluent people, and who looks like a bigger.
Oh
rich
my god,
bitch?
we have to feed them Lorazes. We
Yeah.
could just let them do
Exactly.
We
it.
have.
Also, I'm a corpse, so I don't really
Yeah,
work.
If Travis were here,
yeah.
he would have already volunteered. So I think
Yes.
we can go down.
Oh,
Yeah.
also, I got a
So-
status update on Travis. Apparently, he is at home, so the assumption right now is that he did pass out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Seems fair.
So like
No.
out of this party, there's only like 2 people that could be bait, and only one of them would actually be bait realistically, because the other one is a fucking beefcake with that does not at all look like a victim.
I think Lorazes.
Lorazes definitely looks like a victim.
Lorazes is the play, and if Travis were here, and Travis,
'Cause-
if you're watching this VOD later, you would have to agree with us.
Travis
Yes.
would be deeply offended that I even thought that I could be the bait
Yeah.
instead of him.
100%.
Like-
He would be immediately like, yes, no, that's mine.
Obviously.
Dude.
It has to be me.
You're too scary.
Yeah.
Tarshk and Shang Shen are both technically dead, so probably wouldn't even be attractive to the vampires.
Fenrir
And
is just a
Fenrir is
void.
a suit of armor.
Yeah, he's a
I
void.
have blood. I can make it move slowly.
Yeah,
By
but
choice.
You probably don't like smell like you have like a lot of.
You do smell
Living
faintly of
like
garlic though, so
I do not. How dare you?
just fucking patchouli ass fucking.
Actually, no, it's lavender. Fuck you.
Oh, thank God.
So we are going.
My meat is
to,
fresh.
Oh, not again, Fig.
Basically, you are going to start just kind of, wandering kind of the streets of the 4th level as it gets closer to night, and like as night falls. There we go. I forgot how to be a person for a second.
Oh, it's dark. Ooh.
Spooky.
You kind of,
It's so spooky.
I will let you all take your positions, and you see some people around, kind of in the streets, kind of making their way to their homes. Obviously, kind of word's gotten around that it's not quite safe to be out at night currently, especially in this particular part of town. And
Kind of hide in what
So
the,
I do have to ask, how dark is it? Is it like you can't really see that well dark in the shadows, or is it just
I
like
imagine down in this alley it would be.
yeah, it's definitely like, I mean, a lot of the houses kind of have their own kind of like, they might have a torch or a lantern kind of next to their front door, but it's like, it's not like pitch black, but it is limited light from wherever like street lamps basically are for, and then once you kind of get into the smaller streets that are like going in between houses, it's like up to, like, if their lights aren't on, then it's just dark kind of stuff. So it's kind of varying levels of light depending on where you are. So if you're asking like, could I hide in the shadows? Absolutely.
well, I have to ask because of my subclass.
Yeah. And I feel like Duchess would be right at home right here. And
It feels weird that we're just going to be milling about in like a neighborhood at night, pretending to be chill.
yeah, I think that's another great reason why Loraz should be bait, because like everyone else can just kind of hide at varying levels of success, but like not try to look like they belong. Loraz's can look like he belongs, and you also don't have to try to hide. You can accompany Lorazes as part of the bait if you so choose, and then maybe it's less awkward if there's a pair of you instead of a group of 6 people meandering around.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I mean, I'll walk with Lorazes and pretend we're on a night walk together. I should also change my token back.
Tarshk is gonna hide in this extremely dark alley, so he's basically invisible.
Fenrir is going to be right here, but he's also going to cast. Him and his familiar are going to cast invisibility on themselves.
Okay. I would say while you're not moving, which we all know you can do,
Yep.
I won't need like a stealth check or anything from you. I'm gonna roll a stealth check for Duchess, and unless I do just absolute dog shit, we're gonna call that.
There's no way.
So she's gonna
Roll what?
start with a 27.
Oof.
And Tarshk, if you also want to roll a stealth check to see how well you hide, and
Because, would you say that this is darkness or no? Like where Tarshk is, like in that alley.
I don't quite know what you're asking me.
Because
Like if
while
they
he-
would need
while-
like dark vision to see you, or
yes,
I'd say where Tarsh currently is, quite possibly. Do you have something where it's like you're invisible in darkness?
in darkness, anything that uses dark vision to see cannot see him. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I would say,
I can still roll that stealth check if you want me
yeah,
to.
I'd say roll a stealth check. I'll remember they wouldn't get benefit of dark vision because you are in a very shadowed place.
13.
So
I'm going to use my thing to add a plus 66 to that.
all right.
So 6. So 19.
Nice. All right. And Corn, are you hiding?
I am going to do something fucking stupid, considering
love
my
that.
skill set.
Oh god.
Are you gonna be on a roof?
I'm gonna be on a roof. I think I'm gonna be on a roof.
Alright.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah.
thought about that and I was like, no, I can't get up there.
I want to make my way by whatever Sertuicus route requires. I'm gonna try and be right here. I think.
While Fenrir is invisible and standing completely still, he's going to send his conscious to his familiar. That way he's looking out through her eyes.
Because she has better perception than you.
Yes.
I love that.
I'm going to say Corn is able to get up onto a roof with no roll necessary, but go ahead and roll a stealth check for me. As
Stealth check,
I'm assuming
okay.
you were like
Oh.
fully prone on the roof, kind of looking out.
Do I need
Yeah,
to roll
yeah.
a stealth check
So-
for my familiar as well, since
Yes, but you
She's
can
gonna
do
be-
with advantage for your familiar because you're
Okay.
invisible, and then you don't
Oh,
need to do
I
one. For
I got
yourself.
curious and I just looked. The only person who can actually see Tarshk where he is Fenrir. Everyone
Fenrir
else
does
has
not-
dark vision. Everyone
Fenrir
else
does
has dark.
not. Fenrir does not have dark vision, but he does have blind sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's the only one who can actually see where Tarshk is. Everyone else has dark vision.
So
Does everyone have
as
dark vision?
Yeah, Songshen.
Hey,
and-
I rolled a fucking dirty 20. We'll take it.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Hell
Good job.
yeah. High five.
Everyone is doing very well on their stealth. As Lirazis and Songshen kind of helping the whole everyone else stealthing, not at all being stealthy, just casually walking down the streets.
Can I roll to be tempting specifically to vampires?
Yes.
something, my blood is pumping.
Roll a persuasion
Ew.
check.
No, that would be wouldn't that be performance?
I would prefer it to be persuasion.
Well, the
Or
persuasion thing
deception,
is a
or
joke.
deception.
Is an inside joke, but
Yes.
Yeah, but if we have a roll persuasion, it kind of works in her favor, right? Because this is definitely
Yeah,
hers.
Okay. It could be deception. I'm deceiving that it would be a good idea to attack me.
Yeah.
I was going to phrase that.
trying to deceive
differently.
people
I
into
feel like-
thinking that you might taste good.
That's
I feel
fair. I'd
I feel
allow.
like- you.
I'd
Yeah, I
allow
got 'em.
deception.
I'm delicious.
Oh my God,
You're kind
okay.
of trying to put out this persona that you're kind of
Fresh meat.
carefree and full of fresh.
Nat
shit.
Son of a bitch.
Nat 20 for 29. Good lord.
I'm delicious.
I'm delicious.
You're a hamburger.
Hamburger.
Even dead, she's just like, all right, cool.
Also,
I'm so tempting, you guys.
I love how that one you could kind of argue for being like deception, performance, persuasion, or like a bunch. You
Mm,
could probably
Oh,
do some
oh,
weird stuff with
oh.
that one.
yeah.
Yes, we see
Oh,
him.
hey. I didn't see him.
What the fuck?
Oh, I don't like that.
I'm
I don't like
going
that
to
either.
let you
Hello,
roll
Mr.
this
Hello,
with
Mr.
advantage, Fig.
Can I roll less tempting, please?
Oh my
You've
God.
been so tempting.
Yeah, Look at that.
Uh-oh.
That is,
As this
look at
kind of
that
other
face.
normal-looking man in the
Uh-huh.
suits with you,
Okay.
looks at
Okay.
you and just kind of removes his face like it was a mask, and underneath is just this hideous, just like face full of teeth, maybe.
Gears, is that you?
Okay.
And
Hey, he
he's
doesn't
going
have to be
to
under there.
try to do his heart-stopping stare on you.
Oh,
And
yeah, okay.
So
Do it.
I will let you do
Do it.
this with advantage because you are heartless.
Hey,
Uh,
no,
Philip,
excuse me.
need
I
you to
have
do
a heart.
something for me.
Would you?
I need you to zoom like super far in on that token of just that guy's face,
It is
just so
creepy.
people
It
can
I think
understand.
This was
Or-
either in
That is-
Tome of Beasts Volume 2 or Creature Codex, and I was like, I already have a
Fuck
fun
that guy.
encounter,
Oh,
but
God damn it.
I'm
Hold
adding
on.
this one
Fucking
to it.
wood
Yeah.
roach.
It's just an eye inside 2 rows of sharp teeth. That's the creepiest
I don't
thing
like
I can
it.
imagine.
Hold on, I'll be right back. There's a fucking wood roach again.
What was it you wanted me to
It
roll,
is
Philip?
a wisdom saving throw.
I would
I'll
prefer
find-
not. Ooh, that's a good point. How far am I?
From Finner.
From you? Oh, like 11, maybe 10 feet, literally. In the center of my token. With advantage for 17, possibly with Fenris. Udrum wants it.
17 passes, so you
I
are
love that.
not stunned for 1 round.
Huh.
But
I put my middle finger up at him.
everyone roll initiative, and I need to roll
Sick!
remove Matthias and the bartender.
Oh, I rolled a 7.
Come on, baby. Come on, don't fuck me now. I've already had my nat 1 for the night. What do we got? 12
One.
plus 2, 14.
Okay, that's not bad. I'll be back in 1 sec.
No. Hey, I'll take that one, though.
13 for Ishara. Songshen is a
Look-
7.
Liking the way this is looking right now.
For Lorazes,
Alright, I'm back. The wood roach is dead.
Cool.
17.
What'd I miss?
We're
roll-
rolling
we're rolling-
initiative, and then
yeah.
we're probably ending for the night.
Oh, okay. Give me a sec. Let me just click that.
God,
Dirty 20. Nice.
incredible. Okay. I'm upset, but
What?
that's fine.
Why are you upset?
Well, most of the initiatives for the enemies were very well rolled, but then everyone else in the party also rolled very well. So
Oh.
Enemies,
how many-
plural, Philip?
Plural?
Enemies, plural, Philip?
no, he just has multiple personalities. Whoops.
Hmm.
Mm,
So
I'm sure.
that is where we'll pick up next week. The
I can't wait.
fight in the
can't
city
wait either.
streets as you all continue your.
Who's ready for another Thunder Smite?
Wake
Oh
up
my god, the
everyone
last
in
one
the-
worked out so well.
I know, right?
You're gonna wake up
make
every
me have
house
to
within
create a
300
mob
feet.
for like a group of guards. That is just like.
And people just looking out their windows.
This,
Is that the last time you Thunder Smited was in Madresh all that time ago? Is that the
Yes.
last time you used it?
Yes.
That's so fucking
No,
funny.
actually, I used it.
Have you used it
whenever-
since then?
Yeah, I used it in the ballroom.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Oh yeah, you. Did.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, didn't that like?
Because that was
Get-
another reason why Loraz's new shit was
I'm
going
back.
down, is he kind of heard the thunderous might happen.
Yeah,
So yeah.
300